Focused Health 250 from Circuit of the Americas. And every lap is right here on PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
We are moments away from firing engines here at Circuit of the Americas, but first let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network. Welcome back to Circuit of the Americas for the Focused Health 250 alongside Daniel Suarez and Yeoman. My name is Brad Gilley. We'll soon be joined by our turn announcers who will help us call the lap-by-lap coverage. That'll be Andrew Curlin, Doug Turnbull, Kyle Rickey, and Pat Patterson. You've already met our Napa Auto Parts Fit reporters, Brett McMillan, Wendy Venturini, and Heather DeBoe. A lot of excitement happening in NASCAR today. Earlier it was Cup qualifying. Now we've got the O'Reilly Series as we go trackside for the command to fire engines here in Austin, Texas.
Circuit of the Americas, here to say the most famous words in motorsports. Please welcome true heroes who serve our community with courage and commitment. 2025 Austin, Texas Firefighter of the Year, Phil Jackson. 2025 Star of Texas Award recipient Tanner Lucas Cilento, and 2025 National Community Paramedic of the Year, Captain Amber Price.
Drivers, start your engines!
Now, the starting lineup presented by Hunt Brothers Pizza.
Failing to qualify for today's Focused Health 250, Josh Williams and Tyler Gonzalez. Starting 38th, Austin J. Hill, the SRI Chevrolet. 37th will be Baltazar Laguzamon, the RUS Speed Energy Drink Chevrolet. J.J. Yaley starts 36th in the Duramax Chevrolet. Kyle Sieg rolls off 35th in the Austin Hose Chevrolet. 34th will be Jeb Burton, the BG Products Chevrolet. Ryan Ellis starts 33rd in the Roche Chevrolet. The Cyforth Chevrolet of Patrick Staropoli starts 32nd. 31st will be LeVar Scott, the Urban Affairs Coalition Chevrolet. Starting 30th today, it's Jeremy Clements in the Alliance Driveway Solutions Chevrolet alongside the Viking Motorsports Chevrolet of Parker Retzlaff. Starting 28th, it's Alex LeBay in the Trophy Tractor Chevrolet alongside Dean Thompson in 27th in the Thompson Pipe Group Toyota. Starting 26th, it's Brennan Poole in the Frontline Fire Protection Chevrolet alongside Josh Balicki in the Circle B Diecast Chevrolet. Starting 24th today, it's Blaine Perkins in the Werner Chevrolet. 23rd is Harrison Burton in the Dex Sharp Toyota. Starting 22nd, it's Sage Karam in the Point Blank Tequila Toyota alongside Ross Chastain in the GLF Environmental Chevrolet. Rolling off 20th will be Nick Sanchez, the Paynuity Ford. Rajah Carew starts 19th in the HendrickCars.com Chevrolet. 18th will be Ryan Sieg, the SciAp Sims Metal Chevrolet. Preston Pardis starts 17th in the Chincor Electric Inc. Chevrolet. The Protein Rice Street Chevrolet of Anthony Alfredo rolls off 16th. 15th, William Sawalich, the Sound Gear Toyota. Taylor Gray starts 14th in the Operation 300 Toyota. 13th will be Austin Green, the Peterson Racing Chevrolet. Rolling off 12th, Corey Day, the HendrickCars.com Chevrolet. 11th, Jesse Love in the Wheelan Chevrolet.
And now for the top 10, starting on the outside of row 5, it's Sammy Smith in the Pilot Chevrolet alongside Sheldon Creed, the winner at Echo Park Speedway in the Road Ranger Chevrolet. Starting 8th, it's his teammate Sam Mayer in the Charbroil Chevrolet alongside Brent Cruz making his O'Reilly Auto Parts Series debut in the Young Life Toyota. Starting 6th, it's Carson Quapple in the Clarion's Technology Chevrolet alongside Justin Allgaier in the Brandt Chevrolet. Starting 4th today, it's Brandon Jones in the Menards Fisher Toyota alongside Austin Hill in the Bennett Transportation Chevrolet. And the front row, starting 2nd, it's Shane Van Gisbergen in the Safety Culture Chevrolet. And the pole sitter today is Connor Zilich in the Roto-Rooter Chevrolet with a lap time of 1:17.740.
And that's your starting lineup for today's Focused Health 250 here at Circuit of the Americas.
The starting lineup brought to you by Hunt Brothers Pizza. At Hunt Brothers Pizza, we love racing and we love pizza. Visit huntbrotherspizza.com or download the app to find your next pizza.
From fueling NASCAR champions on the track.
Hello everybody and welcome to the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series here from the Circuit of the Americas. I'm Joshua Birch and the race is coming up, 65 laps for the Focused Health 250. The JBM team are not covering this one, so you'll have the radio team from PRN. So that's hopefully going to be good. But I'll run through the grid. Connor Zilich has the pole position from Shane Van Gisbergen in 2nd. Austin Hill goes 3rd with Brandon Jones 4th. Justin Allgaier is 5th with Carson Catville in 6th. Brent Cruz is 7th. Sam Mayer in 8th. Sheldon Creed 9th. And Sammy Smith rounds out the top 10. Dropping down, we get Jesse Love in 11th. Corey Day is 12th. Austin Green in 13th, Taylor Gray 14th, William Solrich 15th, Anthony Alfredo in 16th, Preston Pradas in 17th, Ryan Sieg is 18th, Raj Karuth in 19th, Nick Sanchez is 20th. Then it's Ross Chastain 21st, Sage Cowan 22nd. Then we get Harrison Byrne in 23rd, Blaine Perkins 24th, 25th for Josh Belicki, 26th Brendan Poole, 27th for Dean Thompson, 28th for Alex Labe, 29th Parker Retzlaff, 30th for Jeremy Clements. Levar Scott is in 31st. Patrick Starpoli 32nd, Ryan Ellis 33rd, Jeb Burnham 34th, Carl Sieg 35th, JJ Yelly 36th. Then we get Balthazar Lugemon in 37th, and Austin J. Hill runs in 38th. Right, let's send it back down then to PRN for all of the action from today's running order on the commentary. They are your commentary team today, as we are going to be covering the IndyCar qualifying session as well, and this overlaps. I'll be popping in, though, if anything dramatic happens. In the meantime, for the first time this year, let's go over to our colleagues at PRN.
Latest racing information at your fingertips by downloading the PRN mobile app today. Available in the Apple App Store and on Google Play.
We caught that link slightly early, so here they are.
Welcome back to Circuit of the Americas for the Focused Health 250 alongside Nick Yeoman and Daniel Suarez. My name is Brad Gilley. It's time to survey our Napa Auto Parts pit reporters and find out who they think will wind up in victory lane with our Pit Road Picks, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. Let's start things off at the entrance of Pit Road. Brett McMillan.
I think the kid gets the head of his teammate. Connor Zilich makes it 2 for 2 at COTA.
How about you, Wendy Venturini?
Shane Van Gisbergen is going to get the victory here. Now, keep in mind, he has 10 road course wins in NASCAR, but never here at COTA. I just spoke to him moments ago. He said, I did no prep work, no sim, no film watching. I just get in the car and I drive. That's going to get him to victory lane, Heather DeBoat.
Well, I think it's going to be Austin Hill who's starting from that 3rd position. Now, he has yet to win on a road course here in the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. Today might be the day, and it'll be his 2nd win of the season.
All right, so some good picks from our Napa Auto Parts pit reporters. Time to meet the four gentlemen that are going to help call the action today. It is the State Water Heaters views from the turns. When you need a water heater, make sure you get a State. Visit statewaterheaters.com to find a professional installer near you. Andrew Curlin, Doug Turnbull, Kyle Rickey, Pat Patterson, they are dispatched all over this 2.4-mile road course. It is a long charge, not only down the front straightaway, but uphill to turn number 1, where we have Andrew Curlin.
Yeah, I'm stationed on the Turn 1 grandstand, so let me just say it's a heck of a view. Turn 1 is known as one of the most chaotic corners in NASCAR. As drivers race through the front straightaway, they'll climb 13 stories to the top of the hill and slow to a crawling 40 miles an hour. It's the turn of opportunity. If you're behind, there are positions to gain. If you're up front, there are positions to lose. And the chaos doesn't end at turn 1. With all the grip you gain with the gravity on your side as you climb the hill, the descent down the hill into turn 2 will make your tires feel like ice skates. It's going to be interesting as they work their way up turn number 1 and into turn number 2 and into the view of Doug Turnbull in the S's.
They sharply increase going up that hill, but then it's a slow downward descent into the technical part of this course, or the most technical part, arguably, and that's the S's here, where the tire packs have been installed in the tight apexes of each one to keep drivers from straightening it out. It's also a good visual cue so they don't step over and have track limits and have to make a stop-and-go penalty. They go left, right through turns 3 through 6, and then at the bottom of that hill, it is a hard left-hander, an acute angle where they hit the top of the apex of that turn and swing wide to a wall of that makeshift cut-through and go for between turns 6A and 6B and into the view of zone. We welcome to the PRN family, Kyle Rickey.
All right, thank you very much, Doug. Good afternoon, everybody, from atop the 251-foot observation deck near the stadium section. Called that because of the stadium seating that aligns many of these turns in front of me above the racetrack. As for the track itself, the cars will race off of 6B and onto the back straightaway. It's about a 3-second run. Then it gets technical again with a slow first gear left-hand turn. That's turn 12, a short straightaway, and a double access right turn. That's 13 and 14. And then another left turn, turn 15. A lot of opportunity for mistakes or to gain ground. We'll have it all covered here through the stadium section here this afternoon. Once by my position, it's turned into turn number 16, a right-hander, and into the view of Pat Patterson.
All right, thank you, Kyle, and a happy race day to everybody. Yes, 16 and 17 are kind of a continuous turn. They race out of the stadium series. It's off camber. You're pedaling the car a little bit. You're trying to get the wheels down and the power down as fast as you can, but you don't want to spin those tires because you need to kind of get through this period, this couple of turns right here, to get it pointed and get ready for a very, very critical turn number 19. 90 degrees to the left. It sets you up for the final turn of the course, which is turn 20. So we will watch 17, 18, 19, and 20 all afternoon. It's downhill. It's very fast, and it's very fun to watch these cars race here. We'll be your eyes and ears all afternoon long.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Nick Yeoman and I will pick them up as a round turn number 20. Then it's a drag race back to the start-finish line. Daniel Suarez knows how to get around circuit of the
I'm looking forward to see that. But, it's racing time. These guys are getting to the carousel. We're going to be going green here in a few seconds.
As much as I would love to take you up on getting a ride and experiencing that, we'll just take your word for it because we are about to go racing here at Circuit of the Americas. Pat Patterson, a couple more left-handers before we get under green. What are they looking like?
Well, we're all set. The top 5 rows look like this. Sammy Smith and Sheldon Creed in row number 5. Row 4 to be Sam Mayer and Brent Cruz. In row number 3, it's Carson Quapple and Justin Allgaier. Brandon Jones and Austin Hill are in that second row. And on the front row, 2 of the fastest road racing aces you'll ever run across, Shane Van Gisbergen and Connor Zilic. Pace car has hit the pit road. They're about to make that left-hand corner, and we're about to turn them loose at COTA.
That 2026 Toyota Camry XSC pace car is off the track, and we are racing here at Circuit of the Americas. Leaders headed uphill to turn 1.
So far, so good. Side-by-side pace car formation. Austin Hill makes the jump to go 3 wide. Move the 21 to the number 1 position. But SVG will fight hard on the outside as they head down into turn number 2. Shane Van Gisbergen on the inside of Austin Hill as they head towards the S's.
It's a game of 40-car pickup, if you will, as Shane Van Gisbergen squeezes to the front through turn 4. Second is Connor Zilic, and single file behind him is Austin Hill. This entire field's goal is to get single file because those S's are hard to do 2 wide. 2 wide battle for the 7th spot. Sam Mayer trying to look under Brent Cruz.
Brent Cruz in that battle, as is Sammy Smith, as they make their way through turn 6A and 6B and onto the back straightaway for the first time, all chasing Shane Van Gisbergen. He has a car length in hand as they are under braking and downshifting into first into the left-hander of turn 12. Then you get back 1 car length to Connor Zilic in the second spot. Austin Hill, who battled for the race lead in turn 1, has faded to third and has settled in the line behind Justin Allgaier. Everybody safely through the left-hander, and then the double rights of turn 13 and 14. Now the left-hander of turn 15, and the battle is side by side for the lead. Here comes Connor Zilic on Shane Van Gisbergen.
Zilic is going to challenge on the outside here into 18. Now Van Gisbergen moves back in front of him by about a half a car length. Good battle for second. Justin Allgaier on the inside. Now it's Austin Hill taking control of the third spot. Allgaier drops to fourth, but the battle for the lead's not over. They head into turn number 20. Zilic again looking to get that lead back.
Shane Van Gisbergen has the advantage, about a half a car length over Connor Zilic. Looks like the man on the move's running in fourth right now. Justin Allgaier tries to look to the inside of Austin Hill as they head up to Andrew.
Justin Allgaier, can he outbrake Austin Hill in this section? The question is, the answer is no. SVG continues to have the lead. Connor Zilic in second, Austin Hill in third, Justin Allgaier in fourth. Single file as they head towards the S's.
Hey, they're not settling it here, they're not settling for that, rather. Connor Zilic over the bumps at turn number 3, right of the tire tracks of his teammate Shane Van Gisbergen. It's Austin Hill, Justin Allgaier, and the 5th place machine of Carson Quapple all keep them in sight. They all get through clean in this S's section here as there's a little tire smoke in the back of the pack.
Top 6 cars beginning to break away just a bit with that 6th place runner of Brandon Jones. They're on the back straightaway now. They're all chasing Shane Van Gisbergen once again. Bit of a gap back to the 8th place driver. That is Sam Mayer running unchallenged. As is Shane Van Gisbergen at the point through turn number 12. It's about a car length and a half over Connor Zilic. This is where Zilic made up a lot of ground a lap ago and challenged for the race lead. They race into the left-hander of turn number 15 right now. Not sure he's close enough to make an attack this time. He'll settle in the line in second, just in front of Austin Hill, Justin Allgaier. That's the way they run, along with Carson Quapple, 5th.
Single file up front. Once again, Van Gisbergen in control as he points his car now at turn number 19. He'll take it out wide here to set up for that corner. Pulls the wheel back to the left. Single file again all the way back through the top 12 cars. About 8 cars separation, first and second. Now into turn number 20. Van Gisbergen leads the way.
It is Shane Van Gisbergen, your race leader, off at 20 by about 2 or 3 car lengths over Connor Zilic. The battle is for third, though. Austin Hill has it. Justin Allgaier would like to take it into turn 1.
Can Austin Hill play defense? The answer is no. Justin Allgaier looks to the inside of Austin Hill. This is the battle for third. Hill's going to fight hard on the outside. Justin Allgaier and Austin Hill side by side for third, but Austin Hill now fights back on the inside. give the position, though, to Justin Allgaier.
Hill is all over as he crosses him over the back bumper of Justin Allgaier. Hill gets deeper into the turn 5S, and turn 4 5S rather, but Allgaier gaps him there as it seems like Allgaier's not having to hustle that car as hard to make speed. They go through turn 6A, still in single file.
Junior Motorsports Chevrolets go 1, 2, 3 here early on. Shane Van Gisbergen tiptoeing away from the Connor Zilic car in second. Great racing from third on back. Justin Allgaier defending that position now on Austin Hill as they're under-braking through turn number 13. Now into the double right-handers of 13 and 14, that is, with Allgaier in third, Austin Hill and Quapple right together, less than a car length between each other. They race only a couple of lengths behind Van Gisbergen and Zilic, who continue to battle for the lead into turn 16.
The top two are kind of breaking away here. The best battle on the racetrack. Taking a look back, Quapple trying to run down Austin Hill. Hill's about 7 car lengths behind third place Justin Allgaier. Now the leader goes through turn number 19, lets the car slide out far to the right. 7 cars separation first to second, 12 cars back to third, and 3 car lengths back to fourth right now.
As they come back to the front straightaway, Shane Van Gisbergen leading in the Junior Motorsports number 9, and Daniel Suarez. Last year we saw you actually leading a race in this number 9 in a backup car in Mexico City. Same crew chief, Corey Shea. You were able to take this one to victory lane. What's it like road racing for Junior Motorsports?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun. These cars are super fast. You know, that's the reason why I was super excited to have the opportunity to race these cars last year. And now it's no exception. Look at these guys. They're running 1, 2, 3, and they just have a lot of speed, you know. But I think that something that is very important right now is that the leader, Shane, I'm pretty sure that he's running hard, but not the hardest that he can run, because he knows that tire management is going to come into play. And I can see how the one car of Connor Zilic is just pushing a little bit harder than the 9. So we see here in the long run to see if that paid evidence or not.
We've completed 3 laps. Stage number 1 will take us to lap 20 of the Focus Tel 250. We've got one car off of the track that looks like Jeremy Clements. Doug Turnbull, what's that car doing?
He spun coming out of turn number 6 there. Looked like he was going to stop for a moment, but he got right into the dirt and down and away there. Another tough break for what's been a tough start to the season for the veteran driver, Jeremy Clements.
We will stay green. Shane Van Gisbergen leads Connor Zilic, Justin Allgaier, Austin Hill, and Carson Quapple, your top 5 here in Austin.
What makes Toyota Racing Toyota Racing? It's not just how we drive, it's why we drive. Bubba Wallace drives with resilience, building himself back up with a Toyota team that never lets him stay down. Jade Evadisian drives with determination to be faster, sharper, every lap, every day. Christopher Bell drives with inspiration, because when talent meets the perfect team, you don't just win, you inspire what comes next. Toyota Racing, your race, your story. NASCAR is a registered trademark of the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, LLC.
Bubba Wallace on sponsorship.
None of this is possible without our sponsors, and I've had a fair share of sponsors be a part of my career and forever in debt.
NASCAR Network Radio drives business.
Here at Circuit of the Americas, we are now 16 to go here in stage number 1. Shane Van Gisbergen continues to lead. From COTA, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Welcome to PRN's At the Track. I'm Lenny Baticki. We are PRN's half-hour weekly show dedicated to the short track, dirt track, legends, and kart racing across the Southeast. We provide our audience with the news and insightful conversations with the newsmakers from grassroots racing. How did that help you this time to take this victory from a grassroots perspective?
I definitely felt like Martinsville was a lot harder than the other one.
That's PRN's At the Track.
Need a break? A break from the grind? The stress? We have just the place. A place where you can let your inner thrill-billy out. Bristol Motor Speedway, April 10th through the 12th for the NASCAR Food City 500 Triple-Header Weekend. 3 days, 3 races, 2 night races, 1 epic weekend. Don't just take a break, race to it. Get your tickets, upgrades, and more now at BristolMotorspeedway.com. It's not just a race.
It's Bristol, baby!
Back at Circuit of the Americas, the race for the lead is on in turn 1.
Connor Zilic to the race lead over Shane Van Gisbergen. He outbraked him going into turn number 1, but SVG won't go without a fight. He stays to Connor Zilic's quarter panel, but now Connor Zilic clear to the lead.
Move that driver of the number 1, Zilic, in front of Shane Van Gisbergen as they go down the hill through turns 4 and 5. Shane Van Gisbergen has the lasso out again. Carries more speed between turn 6 and 6A, but Zilic is going to keep the lead. Also, Austin Hill has gotten around Justin Allgaier for third.
What a great race at the front of the field off of 6B and onto the back straightaway. Connor Zilic now out front and trying to pull away from Shane Van Gisbergen in the second spot. They have built a healthy gap back to the race for third, and it's ongoing between Austin Hill and Justin Allgaier, who just missed the left-hander of turn 12 and lost a ton of ground to Hill in front of him. He remains in the 4th spot. Sam Mayer has moved up and into the top 5, but all eyes on turn 15 right now and a race for the lead. Shane Van Gisbergen keeping his teammate Connor Zilic, the race leader, with an arm's length into turn 16.
Call it about 4 car lengths separate first and second. Go a little bit further back here, and you find Austin Hill, Justin Allgaier trying to get himself back righted, but a good battle there. Brandon Jones is in it along with the Carson Quapple car. That is a great battle. Leaders now in turn 20.
Connor Zilic pulling away now from Shane Van Gisbergen. Those two, however, 3.2 seconds ahead of Austin Hill. Austin Hill now starting to dispatch of that number 7 car of Justin Allgaier. Sam Mayer now coming into play, and then a little battle behind him. You've got Brandon Jones and Carson Quapple as they start to head up the hill.
Carson Quapple looking to advance his position over Brandon Jones. They go into heavy braking into turn number 1. Brandon Jones will keep Carson at bay, though. They both now race down the hill and bring Brent Cruz now into this battle. It's a 3-car battle for position as they head into the S's.
What a great start to the race for that debut driver, 17-year-old Brent Cruz there as they're exiting turn 3 right now. The leaders, Zilic and Van Gisbergen, are in turn 6A. Let's pick up Brent Cruz versus the 91 of Carson Quapple. Cruz carries a lot more speed in the 6A, pulls right up to the rear bumper of Quapple's number 91 there, but Quapple will keep the spot.
Carson Quapple hangs on to that position out of 6B and onto the back straightaway. It's just outside of the top 5. Brent Cruz applying the pressure into turn number 12. Both are just behind Brandon Jones, who runs in position number 6. Here comes Cruz to the inside, looking to outbrake Quapple into the right-hander of turn number 13. By the time they get to turn 14, it's Cruz getting that position away, but Quapple battling back into the left-hand turn. That is turn 15. They are side by side, unfortunately losing ground to those in front of them, but Cruz going to inch out in front and take that position away.
Well, not so fast. Here comes Quapple into turn number 17, now making around to number 18. That battle rages on as they head down to turn 19. Cruz has got the position on the inside there as they work their way through turn 19, but that is a great battle, those two cars heading into 20.
Connor Zilic is your race leader by a half a second over Shane Van Gisbergen. Austin Hill is 3rd, Justin Allgaier 4th, Sam Mayer 5th. Brandon Jones 6th. Will stay with that battle for 7th. Brent Cruz has it as up the hill they go. Carson Quapple taking a look to the inside.
He certainly is. He peeked to the inside but thought better of it. Now he's going to peek to the inside again. Carson Quapple looks to the inside of Brent Cruz, but Brent Cruz trying to shut the door on the number 91. Brent Cruz will hold the position in turn number 2 as they go down the hill and into the S's.
And keep in mind, we're still early in stage number 1 here. It's not as if points are on the line at this moment, but every position matters as we see the Brent Cruz machine exiting turn number 6 right now. Carson Quapple seems to have more speed, but Brent Cruz is putting his car right where he needs to keep that spot as they go through turn 6A and turn 6B right now.
And as they race hot and heavy, it's allowed Jesse Love to close in from several car lengths back to make that a 3-way battle for position. Led right now by Brent Cruz into the left-hander of turn number 12. Carson Quapple not letting him get away, though, continuing to look inside and out, trying to take that spot back. Does so again in turn number 13. The double right-hander can't make a move. Jesse Love now within 1 car length of both of them, and all of them closing in on Brandon Jones, who lies just ahead as they exit the stadium section, race under the Duramax Bridge into turn 16.
No change up front. Those cars now separate themselves out, looking a little bit further up to turn 19. The leaders have already cleared there. Sam Mayer beginning to draw a bead on the 7 car of Justin Allgaier, calling about 9 to 10 car lengths back for that battle for position.
As they come across the start-finish line, that is going to be 7 laps complete. We have 13 laps to go here in stage number 1. Alongside Nick Yeoman and Daniel Suarez, my name is Brad Gilley. We need to document a couple of cars with damage. The Toyota Supra of William Sawalich, actually on the initial start of the race. Sawalich tried to make an inside dive. When he did that and changed lanes, well, there was another car in front of him. Now his hood is buckled up. But not the only incident on the racetrack, Nick.
Yeah, we also saw a spin from Jeremy Clements. We wondered if maybe he had help. That happened in the S's. It was not. He actually just lost it, looked like, through turn number 4 and slid into the gravel trap. He has now fallen all the way to the 36th position. Let's talk about that start of the race, Daniel, because we had a chance to see a couple replays. It was an aggressive move by Austin Hill, making it 3 wide. But Brad kind of touched on, yes, you can race up front, but it's got a lot of chaos in the back, and William Sawalich got the worst of it.
That's for sure. You know, there is always chaos right around the top 10 cars, because those guys, they see corner 1 as a huge, super wide entry with a lot of opportunity. But guess what? It's like a funnel, you know, like 10 cars can get in, but only 2 or 3 can get out. So that's when the big issues happens, you know, next to the corner. But I thought Austin Hill did a great job. He was able to dive into bottom of 3 in the front row and have a good opportunity actually to take the lead. He ended up finishing second in that run. So I feel like that's going to be important to give yourself opportunities to try these kind of things right now that you start in the race, because later in the race you're going to have those things in the memory bank and trying to use them to your advantage.
All right, there you go. The thoughts of Daniel Suarez here. 8 laps are complete at Circuit of the Americas. We're completing lap number 9 of stage number 1, which will take us to lap 20. Now let's check in with our Napa Auto Parts pit reporters and find out what they're hearing from the teams they're covering. We'll start at the entrance of pit road and Brett McMillan.
Well, Brad, a couple updates from my end to pit road. Taylor Gray said his car fired on height, but got a little bit better. As for Jesse Love, a couple issues in his pits. Number 1, his crew chief Danny Stockland, for about the first 5 laps of the race, did not have any SMT data in his pits. He finally got it after about lap 5. As for Love himself, he's getting a lot of coaching from his spotters. First of all, they're telling him to cut it shorter through turn 2, and then they're also telling him that he needs to be straighter through the S's. Wendy Venturini.
There hasn't been a whole lot of feedback on Shane Van Gisbergen's radio. He's currently in the 2nd position. I told you guys pre-race he has 10 road course wins, but never here at COTA. No pressure for Shane Van Gisbergen. He didn't study any film. He didn't do any sim work. He just gets in this car and drives, and right now I think he might have had a little bit of some cosmetic damage. They did grab some Bear Bond here behind the pit box to grab for the next round of pit stops when they first hit pit road. I'll let you know when I get a good look if there is any body damage, but we know these guys are beating and banging here at COTA. But that's just one of the stories. Looks good so far, sir, for SVG. Heather DeBow.
And we'll talk about another driver who did have a little bit of cosmetic damage. That's Raja Karuth in the 88. He's currently running in that 15th position. They had some right front headlight damage, but no concern there. One concern, though, for a different driver is Ross Chastain in that 32, running in that 17th position. Very loose. He told the team he's still loose, but better than yesterday. But the major issue is he did lock up that car on lap 3, so he does have a flat spot on the right front tire. So he's kind of battling with that at the moment. And then also to update on Sam Mayer, who's running in that 6th position. No feedback from him on the handling of that race car, but they just keep reminding him to be smooth, keep your tires under it, and run your own race.
Thank you very much, Heather, Wendy, and Brett. We are halfway through stage number 1. Let's give you a full field rundown here in the Focus Health 250. Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com.
Connor Zilic, your race leader. It's a 0.7 of a second advantage over Shane Van Gisbergen. Has grown to as much as 0.9. So Shane is doing a good job of hanging with the race leader. 3rd place is Austin Hill. He's 4.9 seconds back. Justin Allgaier runs in 4th. Sam Mayer is 5th. 6th is the first Toyota in the field. That's Brandon Jones. His teammate Brett Cruz runs in the 7th position. Jesse Love is in 8th. Carson Quapple is 9th. Corey Day right now sits in 10th.
Last week's winner, Sheldon Creed, runs 11th. Sammy Smith is 12th. 13th is Austin Green. Anthony Alfredo is 14th. Rajah Caruth, 15th. Taylor Grace, 16th. Ross Chastain up to 17th. 18th is William Sawalich. He has a hood that is heavily damaged right now. Josh Bilicki, 19th. 20th is Alex LeBay.
Alex LeBay's been the biggest driver on the move. He's +8 so far on the day. Harrison Burton is 21st. Ryan Sieg runs in 22nd. Dean Thompson is 23rd. Nick Sanchez runs in the 24th position. Preston Pardis is 25th. Blaine Perkins is in 26th. 27th is Brennan Poole. Jeb Burton is 28th. Ryan Ellis is 29th. And from the rear of the field, Parker Retzlaff is up to 30th.
LeVar Scott runs 31st. 32nd, Patrick Staropoli. J.J. Yaley is 33rd. 34th is Kyle Sieg. Baltazar Laguzamon is 35th. 36th, Jeremy Clements. He actually got off into the gravel. Sage Karam is 37th. And behind the wall getting repairs is Austin J. Hill. He is running in 38th as we have now 9 laps to go in stage number 1 here at Circuit of the Americas.
We work hard to keep our cars looking great on the outside, but engine components need our attention too. That's where you can trust Z-Max Micro Lubricant to disperse carbon buildup in your engine and fuel system. Keep your car or truck running at its peak. By soaking into the metal of your engine, Z-Max Micro Lubricant improves performance, extends engine life, and reduces emissions. Trust the many customers who said, "Thanks for saving my engine." Find out more at zmax.com or follow us on Facebook and X.
Here's Christopher Bell.
My Toyota Camry TRD race car isn't cheap to build and prepare. I have a pit crew that maintains and fixes my equipment. I have a spotter high above the track watching my back, talking me through turns and potential dangers on the track. I physically train to handle the stress of driving. And I have software helping my crew chief and engineers make the right strategy calls. And with all this, I never take my eyes off the road, and neither should you. One distraction can change everything in one instant.
The end of stage number 1, and we might see cars short pitting. We're going to find out when we come back. We have 8 laps to go in stage number 1 at Circuit of the Americas. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Looking good so far then here in stage number 1. Connor Zilic leading from Shane Van Gisbergen in second position. Austin Hill holding off for third position with Justin Allgaier in fourth and Sam Mayer in fifth. So the race is going strong. Don't be alarmed about them cutting off the circuit. If you're new to the O'Reilly Series and the Circuit of the Americas racing, they're actually taking the chicane layout on the back stretch. So it is a normal layout run. So don't be alarmed about they're not using the full circuit. That change was made last year. And it does actually provide a lot easier and a lot better racing. Lap 12 with 53 to go then. And as we expected, Zilic and Van Gisbergen are half a second between each other, but they've put out 6 seconds to Austin Hill, not to be confirmed with Austin J. Hill, who has gone behind the wall already. So that makes our life slightly easier up here in the commentary box, doesn't it? But Zilic still looking strong at the front of the field as we return to the radio network, ready to go.
Welcome back to Circuit of the Americas. It's the Focus Health 250 for the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. Shane Van Gisbergen led the first 5 laps today. Then Connor Zilic took the lead back from him. Zilic was on pole. He's led the last 7. But Van Gisbergen continues to stalk him, Andrew Curlin, as they head uphill with 7 to go here in stage number 1.
Shane Van Gisbergen, one of the best on the long run, but this is actually Connor Zilic's biggest lead he's had in a handful of laps. Both of them go over the apex in turn number 1 and now down the hill into turn number 2. Connor Zilic still out in front as both front 2 cars head towards the S's.
And really, they're not racing for points either. They're just racing to be the best spot at the end of the race. So how they manage it here is they shimmy and slalom through these S's here. Shane Van Gisbergen gets deeper through turns 4 and 5 than Zilic does, but Zilic still maintains a 2-car length lead in the short chute.
And then a large gap back to Austin Hill, who runs by himself in the 3rd position. Best battle among the top 5 in turn 6A right now. Sam Mayer has reeled in Justin Allgaier and has done so from about 15 car lengths back over the last couple of laps. Allgaier going to fend him off here up the back straightaway into the left-hander of turn number 12. Mayer peeks to the inside, trying to make a pass. Again, this battle for position, about 6 or so seconds behind the race leader, Connor Zillage, who is already off of turn 15, has 2 car lengths over Shane Van Gisbergen. Then back the hill, then this battle. Allgaier and Mayer, 4th and 5th. They are now through turn 15 and onto the short straightaway and under the Duramax bridge, running for the 5th spot.
Allgaier continues to kind of hold off Mayer. Mayer actually backed up a little bit off of that corner as they head for turn number 17. Behind them, though, again, a good battle. Brent Cruz doing a good job right now on his teammate, Brandon Jones, as they work their way down towards turn number 19. They'll battle inside. Cruz will hold that position, and Jones about 3 car lengths back.
Brent Cruz, still 17 years old. He is actually able to run here this weekend based on a new rule by NASCAR in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series that says drivers who are 17 can run on tracks shorter than 1.5 miles and on road courses. Andrew Curlin, as a couple of Joe Gibbs teammates come to you, Brent Cruz doing a fine job.
This is Brandon Jones' best opportunity to get around the youngster Brent Cruz as he wiggles a little bit in turn number 1. That's going to open the door for Brandon Jones to get to his outside, but Brent Cruz is going to close the door and hold him off at least until the S's.
Very impressive drive by both of them, as Brandon Jones not known for his road course racing abilities. Brent Cruz is, but this is his series debut. He comes through turn 5, Cruz does. 2 car length lead over Brandon Jones for the battle for 6 there as they go into turn 6A in single file motion, no lockups, staying off the wall, keeping it clean.
JGR Toyotas soon to be joined by Jesse Love, who was able to make the pass on Carson Kvapil a couple of laps ago and is beginning to reel in Cruz and Jones. Further up, Justin Allgaier and Sam Mayer continue to race hot and heavy for a spot just inside of the top 5. Then about 10 or so car lengths back to this ongoing battle between the Toyotas. Cruz has it for now over Jones. Jesse Love, few lengths back to Kvapil and Rajah Caruth. They have really singled out from about 4th on back as they exit turn number 15 and race into the right-hander in 16.
Watching those cars as they work off of turn number 16 into 17. Cruz out in front of Jones. Jesse Love about 10 car lengths back. Meanwhile, up front, once again, Justin Allgaier holds that position over Sam Mayer. That battle heads to turn 20.
We were talking about the 17-year-old Brent Cruz, who's in the 6th position. We'll get more on him from Heather DeBow.
Yeah, and he just told the team that he's got no grip out there. That's his biggest complaint. So not exactly happy with that handling. And the team asked him, which end of the race car do you need the most help with, the front or the rear, both equal? And he said just now on the radio, it's the same as it was in practice. I just have no rear lateral grip.
Thank you very much, Heather. We'll find out if they're going to be getting some fresh Goodyear tires here shortly. Pit road will close with 2 laps to go before the end of stage 1. Right now we're at 5 to go. Daniel, earlier we were watching Cup Series practice and qualifying, and the amount of laps you guys were able to make in 25 minutes of practice, about anywhere from, say, 8 to 13, it seemed like, depending on who it was. I was actually really surprised to see the tire drop off, the lap time fall off of about 3 seconds out there. How quickly does that happen?
Yeah, Brett, that's a very good point, and I actually believe that this is not too different here in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series right now. This tire is just a little bit of a softer compound, and tracking specifically on the Cup Series, we have 80 more horsepower. A lot of people can forget this, but more horsepower just hurts the tires more by nature. So the fall off has been more than what we were anticipating, and guess what? Tomorrow is going to be even hotter, which means the fall off is going to be even more and more rubber. So tomorrow is going to be a battle. Just like if these guys are struggling today, I can tell you that we're going to struggle even more tomorrow.
It's fitting, too, because last week at Echo Park Speedway in Atlanta, it was the very opposite of being hot. So the conditions vastly different. And certainly you touched on it. I mean, that racetrack becomes like sandpaper the hotter it gets, and we expect to be plenty warm.
Yeah, for sure. I think tomorrow we all, including myself driving the car, we are up to a nice day racing, a tough challenge, with the temperatures. Actually, today is going to be the first weekend with these kind of temperatures of the year. So it's going to be interesting to see how things play out. I know for sure that in the 17 we are working hard to try to adjust a little bit of the balance on that and see what we can do. And now we have pit stops starting. Let's see what these guys have going on on down there.
Yep, with 4 laps to go in the stage, let's go to our Napa Auto Parts pit reporter, Wendy Venturini.
Sammy Smith decided, and their team decided to short pit. He takes 4 tires and fuel for Sammy Smith, one of the first cars to hit pit road. Sammy Smith hasn't complained too much about his race car. It sounds like so far it was only an air pressure adjustment for Sammy Smith.
Thank you very much, Wendy Venturini. This time the leaders are going to come to 3 to go till the end of stage 1. Remember, pit road will close at 2 to go. Pat Patterson, leaders are in front of you.
Yeah, we're watching them as they make their way around turn 18, headed to 19. We'll see if they kind of pull up short here and head to the pit road or not. Right now it looks like Zilich stays in the gas, and he'll do that, and followed by Van Gisbergen. So they stay out here as they work their way back over to the start-finish.
Leaders back onto the front straightaway. They run 1-2. It's Zilich and Van Gisbergen. Watching a tremendous battle right now for the 4th position. Here comes Austin Hill off of turn number 20. He runs in 3rd, but then it's Justin Allgaier. His mirrors being absolutely filled up by Sam Mayer as they do a little drafting down this front straightaway, Andrew.
They were former teammates, and now they're foes on the racetrack. Sam Mayer going to try to make another assault on Justin Allgaier. He jumps to the inside of Justin Allgaier and moves Sam Mayer to the 4th position. Allgaier's going to try to cross him over. They're side by side for the 4th position. Sam Mayer doors Allgaier a little bit. As they go into 2, they're still side by side.
Battle for the lead at turn 6A. Shane Van Gisbergen around the number 1 machine of Connor Zilich. He takes it at 6B. Now to the 4th place battle as Van Gisbergen gets the lead. Mayer's got around to Allgaier at turn 6. They reload. They recoil. They get on the brakes hard, but Sam Mayer moves ahead of Allgaier's machine as Allgaier's back into the gas.
Sam Mayer just exiting turn 6B right now and onto the back straightaway, hanging on to position number 4 over Justin Allgaier, who is backslid to 5th. The race leaders are also nose to tail. They're in turn 15 right now. Shane Van Gisbergen back to the point. Connor Zilich in the 2nd spot. Less than a car length between them. Large gap back to Austin Hill, who runs all by himself in position 3.
Leaders back up here in 17. About a 3-car length lead SVG has over Zilich now as they move down and get them pointed into 19. Hard left-hand corner here. Shane's able to kind of cut it very sharp inside to that tire barrier, and that grows his lead as he now heads to the pit road.
All right, Shane Van Gisbergen and Connor Zilich will both enter pit road. We also saw several other takers before the end of stage 1. Let's start things off at the entrance, and Brett McMillan.
Taylor Gray came in. He got 4 tires, slight air pressure adjustment. Blaine Perkins also came in. He got major chassis adjustments on each side. Wendy Venturini.
Shane Van Gisbergen is in for 4 tires and fuel. He said he was a little bit loose in the rear of his race car. Also on pit road, Sheldon Creed. He was lacking drive. He came in 1 lap ago for 4 tires and Sunoco fuel. Heather DeBow.
And Connor Zilich, and he's happy with that race car, telling the team balance is good, so no changes for him, just 4 Goodyear tires, Sunoco fuel, and a tear off.
All right, it looks like Shane Van Gisbergen will once again get out in front of Connor Zilich as we are less than 2 laps to go until the end of stage number 1. That means pit road is closed. And Daniel, you talked about Shane Van Gisbergen managing his tires. It almost feels like he might have let Connor go just a little bit, and right before they were going to pit, remind him, yes, I am the one who people talk about on road courses when he passed him before pit road.
Yeah, but I think, I'm not sure if he was just hanging in there. I don't think so. I think he was pushing hard, but that's one of Shane's advantage, with his style of braking and his style of driving. He's able to take care of the tires extremely well, and his asset is showing up in the long run, and I think Connor is extremely fast as well, but I feel like in the very long run, I think the 9 car is maybe just a little bit better. So if I was Connor, I would be thinking, what can I do to make my car live a little bit longer? Because we know that right now we're only in stage 1, but in stage 3, the stint is going to be even a little bit longer than this. So I will be already thinking ahead.
With Zilich and Van Gisbergen opting to go to pit lane, that has handed the lead to Austin Hill, who's about to see the final lap around Circuit of the Americas. Meanwhile, Justin Allgaier, Sam Mayer, they continue to battle for second. Austin Hill back to turn number 1.
Austin Hill all by his lonesome for one final time up at turn number 1. Think about how important stage points are for the points leader, Austin Hill. He'll work his way down into turn number 2. It's a sweeping 60-degree right-hander Austin Hill all by himself into the S's.
Some naysayers have started calling him Bobby Hill on social media, fitting there in Texas today, but he's got a big lead by Chad Haney keeping him out as he gets to the S's cleanly. A decent battle for the second position to this stage as Justin Allgaier has it over Sam Mayer by a couple of car lengths. Austin Hill now toward turn 6B.
And it's many of the series regulars that stayed out looking for those all-important stage points, including point leader Austin Hill, who leads into turn number 12 for the final time in this opening stage. Will whoa that car down into first gear and make the left-hand turn. Has a healthy advantage over the ongoing battle for second. Justin Allgaier and Sam Mayer, they have been trading that spot back and forth the last few times. Here's Mayer to the inside. The right-hander of turn number 13 is up alongside Allgaier for that position, but it's Justin Allgaier to hang on to the runner-up spot for now as they exit turn number 15, well behind race leader Austin Hill.
Yeah, Hill has things covered over here as he heads back for the final time, but that battle for second is a good one. Here comes Sam Mayer one more time, trying to get position on Justin Allgaier. He's right there on his quarter panel, driver right. He now moves down into turn number 19. Allgaier trying to hold him off back there. That is a great battle for the second spot. Those two cars separated by a half a car length. Here comes Sam Mayer.
We'll watch this battle as Austin Hill will get the stage points and win stage number 1. The fight for second is on. It is door to door. Sam Mayer goes all the way to the inside wall, has the advantage over Justin Allgaier. He will completely clear him, move Sam Mayer up to second for stage number 1. Justin Allgaier will finish third. Fourth will be Brandon Jones. Jesse Love will finish fifth. Sixth will be Carson Quapple. Seventh, Corey Day. Austin Day eighth. Rajah Carew ninth. And Shane Van Gisbergen, in spite of short pitting, will still collect a stage point for that number 9 Junior Motorsports Chevrolet. He will finish stage 1 in 10th.
Do you have diabetes? I'm sure you've seen the television commercials on the new CGM devices from all the top brands and how well they can help you manage your diabetes. Do you have the latest and newest in diabetes technology? The Diabetes Solution Center carries most of the top brands, and the great news is your insurance may cover most of the cost. Call our special CGM hotline today, and our friendly representatives will help see if you qualify. You could get a new CGM from the top brands at little or no cost to you. Make living with diabetes easier. You are just one free phone call away to learn if your insurance covers the cost.
Well, what a opening stage. Austin Hill staying out there on the circuit to get stage points. There's a bit of contact actually coming around into turn 6A and 6B, which is going to be a little bit to play for. Caution comes out then, as we'll see what's going to happen next. Are we going to have a caution out for stage 2? That's going to be a big factor to remember as well. Austin Hill, he's top at the moment after the opening 20 laps. And Sam Mayer, Justin Allgaier, Brandon Jones, Jesse Love. Now remember, SVG and Colin Zilich came into the pit lane, so 10th and 11th aren't really going to count overall. Looking good. Let's head back to the radio.
Every second of pit road drama. Visit racingelectronics.com today. Be race ready. Be RE equipped. We still have some cars that will have to come down pit road here at the end of stage number 1 from Circuit of the Americas. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Stage breaks equal. They go through their adverts as the pace car picks up now the back of the 21. Coming out of the backstretch. A wonderful look down. I'm just seeing on my secondary monitor here in the commentary box. First monitor's got IndyCar ready to go in about half an hour's time. However, I think qualifying might be slightly delayed because of how long the truck race ran. So it looks hopeful that'll be with you for a bit longer watching the O'Reilly's race, which is perfectly fine for me. The Focused Health 250. Austin Hill coming up towards turn number 1 now on my television pictures. And looking quite strong. Just trying to see if our international pictures are actually going to keep up on any other feed. We have our US feed, of course. But that is showing difference of things. Still coming through turn 1 and 2. It's not too far behind, I don't think, on your pictures back at home. But let's return to the radio network at PRN.
Welcome back to Circuit of the Americas. Stage number 1 is complete. Austin Hill collects the 10 stage bonus points alongside Nick Yeoman and Freeway Insurance Chevrolet driver Daniel Suarez. My name is Brad Gilly. Want to take an opportunity to thank our race sponsor, Focused Health. Focused Health is just an awesome company, a national health insurance agency delivering health insurance solutions for individuals and families. They were actually formed by two industry experts. Focused Health concentrates on government-supported health care. Very proud partners of the sport and the connections it brings to consumers throughout the race season. Together, we celebrate speed, competition, and the pursuit of a healthier lifestyle. So a big thanks to Focus Health for supporting the Focused Health 250. Daniel, what have we learned in stage number 1? What have you learned, more importantly? It's fun watching you watch the race.
It's a lot of fun. Let me tell you, I wanted to jump on the mic so bad when the battle between Meyer and Allgaier was happening, because that battle lasted the last 5-6 laps. And they were going back and forward, moving around and going side by side. It was a great battle and a very, very fair battle too. So, I mean, I just see a lot of different fights. You know, I mean, you have really the two horse race between Shane and Connor up front, and then you have, I believe, that the second group, which is Austin Hill, Meyer, and Allgaier. So I'm really looking forward to see what these guys do, you know, adjustment wise, and see how they can make the car a little bit better. But look, right now we're watching the racetrack and we are seeing how much rubber is being laid down. That's something actually also happened with the Cup car. So that just means that the tire is wetting. So that's a good sign. Goodyear has done a great job bringing a soft tire and having to manage your tires, having to make adjustments throughout the runs, and tire management is going to be very, very important as we go here.
Don't expect any overnight rain either, so that rubber theoretically stays on the racetrack. So looking ahead to Sunday, that's something that I'm sure you're excited about, having that extra rubber.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that just tells you that tomorrow, with a little bit more temperature, is going to be a little crazy. And now we have everyone else that didn't pit coming to pit road.
So let's go down to our Napa Auto Part pit reporters. We'll start with Brett McMillan.
All right, Justin Allgaier in. Car was a little bit tight. He's got a 4-tire change and an air pressure adjustment. Also, when Austin Hill said he was tight in the slow sections, loose in the fast sections. 4-tire change, air pressure adjustment for him. And a little bit slow on the left side with David Turini.
Carson Quaffle in the number 91 GJM said he's tight like practice. They do one round out of both rears. He also requested a tool to fix his own visor that keeps falling down. I'll update you what happens with that. Heather DeVoe.
And Corey Day in from that 7th position, telling the team his balance felt okay, but he just was focusing on trying to hit his marks in turns 13 through 16. Also in with Sam Mayer, and Daniel Suarez talked about that battle between him and Justin Allgaier, and he said he's just fighting drive off and was getting crushed big time on that in that battle. So they did minor adjustments there for the 41.
Thank you, Heather, Wendy, and Brett. The race off pit road looks like this. Sam Mayer actually was able to pick up a couple of spots. Austin Hill came off pit road second, followed by Brandon Jones, Justin Allgaier, and Rajah Caruth. Several teams stayed out at the stage break. They short pitted before the end of stage 1. When we come back, we will give you a full field rundown and take you into the second stage of the Focused Health 250.
At Hunt Brothers Pizza, you can choose from 10 toppings at...
I could do with a pizza. So, we are waiting to see what's going to happen next with Sam Mayer at the top. SVG's going into second position. Kind of expected that, really, though, didn't we? And Connor Zilic running in P3. They have just got the amazing run at the moment to jump up into the order. Fields bunching up. Several in the pit lane. William Solwich, Anthony Alfredo, Sage Cowan, and Austin J. Hill. Austin J. Hill's been behind the wall for a while, though. So that's a little bit of a warm-up sign for him in total. I mean, it's not actually going so bad. Not as bad as we thought it would do. Do you think? Still, looking at the order that we've got right now, would you think that Shane Van Gisbergen can win this race over Connor Zilic? Road course experts, the pair of them, but I don't know, it's still confusing me as well. 22:43 to go. This is stage 2. Pretty much leveled up, aren't they, quite nicely, with it being a 250-mile race around such a shorter circuit compared to what we're usually used to. Field catching themselves up. We should be able to go green shortly. Sage Cowan was 2 minutes 22 in the pit lane, actually, as well. Solwich getting some bodywork done on the front. I'm just looking at as well on my TV monitor. He's got duct tape now, literally with almost plugs, bathroom sink plugs, 2 of them drilled in to the bodywork as Solwich's front end got smashed in worse than a bent nose after a bar fight. Hopefully he can get back running. Anthony Alfredo is a lap down at the moment, and the field still spread by quite a margin. Let's head back to PRN.
Field is making their way across the start-finish line under caution before the start of Stage 2. That'll give us an opportunity to give you a full field rundown right after we pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Back at Circuit of the Americas, my name is Nick Yeoman. Brad Gilley and Daniel Suarez join me inside the broadcast booth. Joining us in the turns, Andrew Curlin, Doug Turnbull, Kyle Rickey, and Pat Patterson. Our Napa Auto Parts pit reporters are Heather DeBow, Wendy Venturini, and Brett McMillan. Time for a State Water Heaters leaderboard. This leaderboard update is brought to you by State Water Heaters. When you need a water heater, make sure you get a State. Visit statewaterheaters.com to find a professional installer near you. Brad Gilley, Shane Van Gisbergen at the point.
That's right. After the reset, when the field has actually gone through all of their pit cycles, Shane Van Gisbergen continues to lead at Circuit of the Americas. Connor Zilisch will restart second. Third is the 17-year-old Brent Cruz. Sheldon Creed, last week's winner, fourth. Fifth, Sammy Smith. Ross Chastain up to sixth. Seventh will be Taylor Gray. Harrison Burton, eighth. Dean Thompson, ninth. 10th is Nick Sanchez.
Lane Perkins is going to restart in 11th. Preston Pardis runs in the 12th position. Sam Mayer is 13th. Austin Hill is 14th. Brandon Jones runs in the 15th position. Justin Allgaier is 16th. Raja Caruth is 17th. 18th is Jesse Love. Ryan Sieg runs in 19th. Corey Day is in 20th.
Carson Quapple got his visor fixed. He is in 21st. 22nd, Austin Green. Alex LeBay, 23rd. 24th, Brennan Poole. Josh Balicki, 25th. Jeb Burton, 26th. Kyle Sieg, 27th. 28th, Jeremy Clements. Patrick Star-Poli, 29th. And J.J. Yaley is 30th.
Baltazar Leguzaman runs in the 31st position. Ryan Ellis is 32nd. LeVar Scott is 33rd. Parker Retzloff is 24th. William Sawalich, front end of that car, all taped up. He runs in 35th. Sage Karam's had some issues. He runs in the 36th position. Also saw the hood up on Anthony Alfredo's machine right now. He's a lap down in 37th. One car off the racetrack, that is Austin J. Hill. He is in 38th.
Field has already gone through the Freeway Insurance Choose, and thank you, Daniel Suarez, for bringing such an awesome sponsor to NASCAR.
Yeah, thank you so much, Brad. Freeway Insurance is it's been an amazing partner of mine for several years now. And, you know, something I love about working with Freeway Insurance is that they are very committed to my community. You know, a very, very large percentage of their customers are Latinos. So it's a lot of fun to always do appearances with them.
Awesome. Thank you very much. All right, Pat Patterson, we're about to come to the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone. How are they looking in front of you?
Lined up 2 by 2. Everybody pulling those belts nice and tight, getting ready for a restart here up front. Those same 2 guys they've been chasing all afternoon. Shane Van Gisbergen on the inside here of this starting lane up front. To the outside is Connor Zilisch. Those cars now begin to catch up to each other. They're going to stack them up good and deep here. We're ready to restart them here at Circuit of the Americas.
The 2026 Toyota Camry XSE pace car hits pit lane. Here comes the field through turn number 20 into the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone. Great jump for Connor Zilisch. He's got the race lead headed up to turn 1.
Same song, different verse for the Junior Motorsports cars up front. Brent Cruz looking for the lead in his first NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series start. They're 3 wide for the lead, 4 wide for the lead as they head into turn number 2. It's hard to see who gets out front. SVG battling, but Brent Cruz has the lead.
He does have a nose ahead, but is he going to keep it as this field is trying to get into single file shape for the technical S's here? It's the yellow Camry of Cruz up front. Sammy Smith second. Third is Connor Zilisch, and Shane Van Gisbergen charging to the inside for fourth. They're through turn 6A right now. Some of them are still too wide.
Ross Chastain to round out the top 5. They've singled out toward the front of the field. Taylor Gray, the first car out of line, just outside of the top 5 in a 3-way battle for 7th. Underbraking now into turn number 12. Keeping an eye up front, it is Brent Cruz at the point. Sammy Smith hounding him to the driver's left of turn number 14. Has to settle back in the line in second. Connor Zillage right there in position number 3, now into the left-hander. That is turn number 15. No change for position. The top 4, however, tighten up just a bit behind new race leader Brent Cruz.
Cruz has got the lead, but it's only by about a half a car length. Sammy Smith has got a mirror full of Connor Zillage. Zillage looking at SVG, and then it's about 12 car lengths back to Ross Chastain. Here the lead goes into turn number 19. Once again, Cruz goes way out, trying to swing his car back to turn number 20.
17-year-old Brent Cruz will lead his first official lap as they come off of turn number 20. He is being hounded by a host of Junior Motorsports Chevrolets, however. In fact, fourth place running Shane Van Gisbergen looking a little antsy with Connor Zillage in front of him.
The pressure is on for turn number 1. The battle for second is on. Connor Zillage looks to Sammy Smith, but Sammy Smith wants the lead. He goes to the inside of Brent Cruz. Sammy Smith fighting hard, but Cruz will hold him off. The battle's for second with Zillage and Smith.
And Cruz hopes that Zillage and Smith can stay too wide behind him, and he can gap him in the S's there. They get single file, and man, is Connor Zillage shot out of a cannon. He just shimmies that Chevrolet right through the S's, and Shane Van Gisbergen for third is looking on the inside of Sammy Smith. Give the third position to SVG.
And just like that, Sammy Smith is kicked back to position number 4 after battling for the race lead a half a lap ago. It's Brent Cruz at the point right now. He's just trying to hang on to the lead because here comes Connor Zillage within 1 car length, outbreaks him just a bit into the left-hander, turn number 12, and now is on his back bumper heading toward the right-hander, turn number 14. Zillage in second, Van Gisbergen there in third, Sammy Smith back to position number 4, and to round out the top 5, last week's winner, Sheldon Creed, up into the 5th spot. They've singled out for now into the turn 16.
Cruz has the lead into 16, half a car length. There's Zillage right there ready to pounce. Behind him, 2 car lengths is Shane Van Gisbergen. Sammy Smith settles in that 4th spot. Sheldon Creed right behind. Here goes the leader through 19. Swings out wide now. Sets up for turn number 20. Brent Cruz in control.
17-year-old Brent Cruz is using up every inch of this racetrack. He's going to need to hold off 2 of the best road racers in NASCAR. The advantage about 4 car lengths, though, this time at the start-finish line as Zillage and Van Gisbergen give chase.
2 young guns at the front of the field with Brent Cruz leading the charge up the hill into turn number 1. Connor Zillage about a half car length behind him. Shane Van Gisbergen behind Connor Zillage. And Sammy Smith, it's a Junior Motorsports Brigade behind the Joe Gibbs racing car, Brent Cruz.
They get in that blind turn number 2 and then immediately have to whoa up at the S's that begin at turn number 3 and try to get straight. And they all get through there cleanly. The top 6 or 7 do. As SVG makes a power move to the inside of Connor Zillage. He's going to outbreak him and turn to his left to make the hard turn to Zillage's inside and battle it for second. But Zillage is back on the gas.
Connor Zillage still the driver's right on Shane Van Gisbergen. They battle for the runner-up spot. That has allowed Brent Cruz to pull away by about 4 car lengths into turn number 13 and going way wide and missing his braking zone was Connor Zillage, and he'll give up 2 spots. Sammy Smith now is up to 3rd, just behind Shane Van Gisbergen. Moves Sheldon Creed up to 4th, and Connor Zillage back to position number 5, just in front of Sam Mayer. All of this battling from second on back, 5 car lengths behind race leader Brent Cruz.
Really good racing here as they work their way through 16 and 17. Out front, Brent Cruz gets it set up for turn number 19. 2 car lengths steer it back to 3rd place Sammy Smith. Sheldon Creed with a really good run here this afternoon. Single file all the way down through the top 12, 13 spots as they head back to 20.
You know, something that I've been noticing, guys, is that the car of Connor Zillage, he's been just pushing very, very hard. And I have noticed several times already that the right front tire has been locking up. And as you guys know, once you start locking up the tire, it always finds the same spot. And right here, he brake into corner 12 with the right front on the curve, which is not even. And that made that tire even more mad. So I think it's going to take a few laps for those tires to cool back down a little bit.
Daniel, I think of this when you're pushing a bad shopping cart through the grocery store and you hit that bump. That's essentially what Connor's doing, is he's finding that bump, and it's just stopping there every time and locking it up. Is that fair?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And if I was Connor, I will really take my time, because he still has 12 more laps to go in this stage that he's going to have to manage these tires. And if he's locking up right now, I can promise you it's not going to get any better.
Let's get an update from our Napa Auto Parts pit reporter, Heather DeBow.
And to add to what you guys were just talking about there, Daniel, he actually came over the radio a couple laps ago and said he feels like something is wrong with the left front. Also, right after he had that lockup, he said, guys, something is definitely wrong. It almost feels as if there is something dragging. And he said, I wouldn't be surprised if I blow a right front tire at this point. So we'll keep an eye on that for the one of Connor Zilic.
He had a similar issue in practice yesterday where he had a right front tire down. So that's certainly something to watch, Brad, as Connor Zilic, again, lost another spot to Sam Mayer. He's now fallen outside of the top 5.
Pat Patterson, it looks like Shane Van Gisbergen wants the lead again.
Looks like he's taking his time here. He's looking for the right place to try to make the move on Brent Cruz. He is right there on his bumper. Let's see if he can set him up as they head into turn number 20.
Rear end of that car for Brent Cruz stepped out a little bit in turn number 19. He is hanging on for dear life. Shane Van Gisbergen all over the back bumper. They're separated by about a car length, Andrew, as they head back to turn 1.
Brent Cruz doing an excellent job maintaining his composure behind one of the best road course racers in NASCAR. He's got about a car length lead over Shane Van Gisbergen and will hold that advantage as they head down the hill into turn number 2. Brent Cruz continues to lead here at COTA as they go into the S's.
Let's watch Shane Van Gisbergen set him up, though, as Van Gisbergen gets deeper into turn 3, deeper into turn 4. He turns left, deeper into turn 5, and then right up to his rear bumper in turn 6. He's going to peek to the inside, but Cruz is going to diamond that corner and stay too wide with it. Van Gisbergen clips the tire barrier. They are too wide for the lead, and now he takes it at 6B.
There comes Shane Van Gisbergen to the inside, out of turn number 6B, and down the back straightaway to the front of the field for Shane Van Gisbergen. Brent Cruz has his hands full now with Sammy Smith moving to the inside for the runner-up spot. Smith takes that position away as Cruz just trying to hang on as he is out of line and about to be overhauled by Sheldon Creed for third. He'll slide back into line just in front of Creed. Creed's going to jam it into driver's left in turn 15 and battle Brent Cruz for position number 3 along with Sam Mayer as it's at the front of the field. Shane Van Gisbergen pulls
Trouble
away.
Right now, going around and right in front of me was Sheldon Creed. He got a little help there, I think, from Brent Cruz. He gets his car righted. The leader, meanwhile, works his way through turn 19 to the outside now, making about an 8-car separation, first to second as they work their way back.
Looked like a nice battle in the top 5. Wanted to get pretty aggressive midway through stage number 2. Shane Van Gisbergen coming off of turn number 20. This time, it will be 11 laps to go in stage number 2. Shane Van Gisbergen will lead Brent Cruz. Then it's Sam Mayer. We've got Austin Hill, Connor Zilic up in the top 5 here in the Focus Hill 250.
Have you filed for disability benefits but were denied by the Social Security Administration? Or do you need to apply and are overwhelmed with paper?
So Sheldon Creed going around then, coming at the back half of the sector. Last week's race winner, not having the best of luck on a road course at the moment. He's still trying to throw it up as hard as he possibly can. But it is, at the moment, Shane Van Gisbergen with the lead of the race from Sammy Smith in second. Sam Mayer in third. Austin Hill's fourth. Brent Cruz in fifth. Let's have a look at what happened to Sheldon Creed. Tried to go on the inside line with the 19. 19 has a little bit of contact with him. Watch out for the 41. He'll be on the outside coming through. So he's trying to get ahead of the 8 car. So what are we going to see here? Come on, where's the contact? There it is. So Sheldon Creed gets spun round by the 19. Just trying to see where Brent Cruz has dropped down to 5th position. Back to the order.
Fifth, Sam Mayer, Austin Hill, and Brent Cruz, your top 5 from Circuit of the Americas. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
They're still on commercial break at the moment, but SVG desperate now to keep the hold of the race. Sammy Smith running it in 2nd position. Bad stuff then from SVG because he's done his best time of the race, about 101.385 seconds. Best time was lap 3, 100.885. But for SVG, pitted early, remember? Now he's sort of trapped into this mentality. This is going to be quite a fun race strategy. Stay with us here on JB Motorsports. This is going to be quite fun. Confirmed, Austin J. Hill is out of the race, so he's not going to take any further part in this one. Saw that coming, really, though, didn't we? So, Austin J. Hill out of the race. Sam Mayer running in P3. He's right behind Smith and Van Gisbergen as well. Austin Hill's running in P4. Let's go back to PRN as we get ready, as we're past halfway in stage 2 of the Focus Health 250.
Welcome back to Circuit of the Americas for PRN's live coverage of the Focus Health 250, the NASCAR Riley Auto Parts Series. About halfway through stage number 2. Shane Van Gisbergen, your race leader. Sammy Smith runs second. Sam Mayer is third. Austin Hill is fourth. All the action, though, has been around fifth place running Brent Cruz, just 17 years old. And moments ago, before we went to break, Daniel Suarez, we saw Brent Cruz and Sheldon Creed try to make it through turn number 16. Didn't really work out all that well for Sheldon Creed. He's been drop kicked after he spin all the way back to the 15th position. What did you see after seeing a couple replays there?
Yeah, first of all, let me give a little bit of credit to Brent Cruz because he's been doing a hell of a job, racing up front with veterans, with guys that they know exactly what they're doing, where to put their cars. What I noticed is that once one car passed Brent Cruz, it's almost like he was trying too hard, and then it kind of like compounding. And when he was battling with Sheldon Creed, right there, I feel like Sheldon maybe passed him right there in corner 15 and run him wide a little bit. But then the angle of Cruz into the carousel, it was very, very bad, and he just got loose on entry, and unfortunately the 0-0 was on his outside. So it was a little bit of lack of awareness of where he was on the racetrack and how hard to push into a corner, being also that he was in a bad spot of the racing line. That racing line is not super clean. And as we are watching actually the film right now, I mean, we are seeing continuing the number 1 of Connor Silage to continue to lock the right front tire. So it's like I said, once that tire locks, he just always finds that spot. And I have seen that he started doing that really since lap number 2. So those tires are not very happy right now.
Wendy Venturini can give us an update on some of the topics we're talking about.
Well, Daniel Suarez, you gave an excellent description, my friend, because just moments ago, Sheldon Creed came over the radio and said, what was that? What happened to Brent Cruz? Did the 41 of Sam Mayer push him into me? And the spotter gave the description much like Daniel Suarez just did, that said, no, Brent just got a little bit loose, went a little bit wide, and got into Sheldon Creed. So Sheldon just has to make up some time. The crew jumped on the wall. They were ready to put fresh tires on it, but it looks like they're going to wait it out till they come down pit road. He's just going to have to race his way back to the front.
Got a good battle for the second position as we look towards the front of the field. Andrew Curlin, Sammy Smith trying to hold off Sam Mayer.
Sammy Smith trying to play defense. Sam Mayer almost gave him a bump into turn number 1, but Sammy Smith will hold the position, and he'll actually drive away from Sam Mayer now as they make the right-hander into turn number 2 and into the S's.
The battle of the Sams going down the hill. The left turn in 3, the right turn in 4. Sam Mayer staying in the tire tracks of second place Sammy Smith. And he's going to get through turn 6 harder, use more of the Kirby there, and take him too wide. Smith looks like he's going to concede the spot and get right behind him. Maybe tries to cross him over, but then gets back in line.
Sam Mayer able to go to the inside, take the runner-up spot away. Sammy Smith will fall into position number 3. This battle for second spot, about 15 or so car lengths behind race leader Shane Van Gisbergen, but just ahead of Austin Hill, who is slowly but surely closing in from the 4th spot. Jesse Love has been lurking around the top 5 much of the day, running just behind Austin Hill. And then you get back to former leader Brent Cruz, who has settled in the line in 6th. The race leaders through turn number 15 right now, coming up to speed and heading under the Duramax Bridge.
Yeah, we watch Shane Van Gisbergen continue to pull. Best battle is for second spot here. Sammy Smith still trying to hold on to Sam Mayer. About 12 car lengths back to Austin Hill. Jesse Love another 12 car lengths back. Leader works his way off turn 19. Takes a wide arc. Sets up for turn 20.
Shane Van Gisbergen still leading this Focus Tel 250, but we'll go back to that battle for second. Sammy Smith, Sam Mayer. Sam Mayer has that second spot. Sammy Smith's not quite letting him go, but while they battle, take a look at Austin Hill. He's actually closing in on second and third, Andrew.
You know Austin Hill is loving this battle. He's about 10 car lengths back of those two that are battling for second. It's Sam Mayer down the hill into turn number 2, followed shortly by Sammy Smith. About 10 car lengths back is Austin Hill, but he's closing in on that front two.
He's licking his chops there. Second and third place, the Sammys, Mayer and Smith give it a battle, and that has allowed Shane Van Gisbergen to tiptoe away to a couple of car length lead. Also in the back of the top 5, best running position of the day for Jesse Love, who's gotten around Brett Cruz to get into the top 5.
Jesse Love in the 5th spot, Cruz running in 6th, and just trying to hang on to this lead group as there's no real challenge behind him. It's several lengths back to Ross Chastain in position number 7. Under braking they go, and into the stadium section it is all Shane Van Gisbergen continuing to pull away through the double right-handers, turn 13 and 14, and heading to 15, the slow, sharp left-hand turn. Out front by 7 or so car lengths over Sam Mayer in the 2nd spot, Sammy Smith in 3rd, then it's Austin Hill and Jesse Love as that battle for 4th continues to tighten heading to 16.
Keeping our eye on Austin Hill. Once again, he's trying to stalk that 8 car in that 4th spot. He's about 6 car lengths back behind. Jesse Love, though, is going to start pushing that point here in just a minute as he starts to close in on his teammate. Brent Cruz continues to kind of fade back there in that 5th spot.
Moments ago, an unscheduled pit stop for a former series champion. Justin Allgaier was in front of you, Brett McMillan.
He was indeed. Justin Allgaier came in very suddenly, and it turns out that his right front wheel was loose.
Trouble turn 1. Leguizamon slams into the tire barrier. It looked like he lost brakes, and he completely annihilated the tire barrier, went straight through the gravel trap, and is sitting there currently. A hard impact for Leguizamon.
Right now the green will stay out, but it doesn't look like it's going to be for too long. The way the tire barrier was hit by Leguizamon, it actually pulled some of the strapping away from the tire barrier. This is the outside barrier. If this was an oval track, we'd be talking about the safer wall, and caution does come out now for the second time in the Focus Tel 250 with 6 laps to go, and I can promise you pit road is about to get very, very busy. We'll be back with more from Circuit of the Americas as Shane Van Gisbergen continues to lead.
That is a big one for Baltazar Leguizamon into the first corner, and he must have had brake failure. He's ended up into the Formula One tyre barrier and tech probe. This will be a red flag, I think, to stop the race and repair it. They're going to have to crane that car out, repair the tyre barrier and the tech probe. And if you're not new to anything with tech probe barrier or tyre barrier, take it from a Formula One commentator. That's a lengthy repair job. Looks like it's just nerfed it a little bit, which isn't too bad. The caution's gone out. Driver netting is down for Baltazar. And he is gingerly getting out of the car. He's moving inside the cockpit. Gloves are off as well. We're going to see a replay now of how that happened. So it's straight into turn 1. As soon as he turns in, the car just skids sideways straight into the barrier. That is a really, really strange accident. I have never seen that before.
Halfway up the tires in the gravel pit, while the right side sits right up against the outside tire barrier. This cleanup is going to take a minute. Today's broadcast brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. From Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. He sort of turns into the first corner. It's uphill, remember? And the car just sort of drifts sideways completely into the barrier. It's like all 4 tyres locked up as soon as the car began to turn. And he got no speed off that. Complete run. So that is a horrible run. I'm glad to say that the AMR safety team has got the helmet off for Baltazar. And they will take their time, just making sure he's okay. That would have been a big impact into the tyre barrier. The car is sideways in it. So they're just going to check him out. And as things stand, the caution is out. I would not be surprised if we have a red flag here. I really wouldn't. That is about as nasty as incident I've seen on a road course for NASCAR I've seen in a long, long time. Let's go back to PRN then, as we've got 5 to go in stage 2, but I'm expecting this to be a red flag. Back to PRN.
Welcome back to Circuit of the Americas as safety crews tend to Baltazar Laguzamon. He is getting out of the car. He actually just gave the thumbs up. But, Nick, he was rattled with that hit.
Yeah, the 25-year-old from Argentina, that we saw a replay. I mean, clearly something broke on that car as he was going uphill, and it was a thunderous shot to the right side of that vehicle. And while he is on his own feet, he is certainly taking a little time. Looks like he's holding his left arm. I mean, Daniel, all race car drivers at some point are going to be involved in a big crash. Certainly, he looks like he's feeling it right now.
No, for sure, man. It's there is no worse feeling of going into a fast corner and just lose your brakes, which I'm 90% sure that this is what happened in this situation. He's still catching his breath right here because you feel. You feel helpless, right? Like actually, it kind of happened to me actually in front of all my amigos in Mexico last year. When I crashed in the Xfinity car in qualifying, and it's a very, very helpless feeling, because the pedal is in the floor. You don't know if you downshift, you turn the car sideways, and it doesn't really matter what you do. You're going to hit the wall. The difference is, are you going to hit it in the front, on the side, in the back? So I feel it for him. I hope that he's okay, and I hope that he gets another shot at it because he's a very good racing driver from Argentina.
Pit road is open, and it is busy. Brett McMillan.
All right, we're going to have Austin Hill coming in. He said the car was lacking grip during this last run, so he's going to dive into his pit stop. They're going to give him a 4-tire change, and they're going to give him an air pressure adjustment. No chassis adjustment. Also in, we're going to have Jesse Love, 4-tire change for him, and an air pressure adjustment for him as well. Wendy Venturini.
Shane Van Gisbergen is in 4 tires, air pressure adjustment. Sunoco fuel going in. Sheldon Creed trying to make up some ground. They're going to take a lengthy pit stop for him. Also, William Sawalich for 4 tires and fuel. Heather DeBow.
And Brent Cruz in saying that he started shattering the fronts and getting tight as that run went on. Also, Sam Mayer saying it felt pretty good on the balance, felt pretty solid, but he still would like more drive off. And then going to Connor Zilich, they are checking out the rear end of that race car. He said he had a big wheel hop into one, and nothing's been the same since. So his crew chief told them they need to check everything. Brake lines, U-bolts, and rear caliper issues. They're thinking it might be a brake issue, so they're looking underneath the rear of that number 1 machine. They did have the hood up to look at the front, but the biggest concern is for the one of Connor Zilich right now.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Connor Zilich sits on pit lane. They will take their time to address that race car. Sam Mayer wins the race off of pit lane. Shane Van Gisbergen second. Austin Hill was third off of pit lane, followed by Jesse Love. And Sammy Smith also saw the Toyota of Tyler Gray exit the pit lane in the 6th position. Of course, now everybody behind the 2026 Toyota Camry XSE pace car. Your race, your story. Be a part of the action at ToyotaRacingUSA.com.
From fueling NASCAR champions on the track for over 20 years to innovating 94 octane, the highest octane on the market. Performance is what Sunoco does. All Sunoco fuel at the pump meets the same top-tier standards as the fuel used in NASCAR. From the track to your tank, you can trust Sunoco to help your vehicle perform at its peak.
What makes Toyota Racing? It's not just how we drive, it's why we drive. Bubba Wallace drives with resilience, building himself back up with a Toyota team that never lets him stay down. Jade Evadisian drives with determination to be faster, sharper, every lap, every day. Christopher Bell drives with inspiration, because when talent meets the perfect team, you don't just win, you inspire what comes next. Toyota Racing, your race, your story. NASCAR is a registered trademark of the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, LLC.
Connor Zilich is rolling back out onto the racetrack. He'll have to pick up the tail of the field. When we come back, we have a sprint to the end of stage number 2. As the next time by the start-finish line, it'll be 3 laps to go in the stage. From Circuit of the Americas, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Yep, so at the moment then, the pit stops underway, and it looks like that number 1 car of Connor Zilic is now finally going to head out onto the circuit and get some more running going for them as well. What a scary impact into the wall, though. Good to hear that the thumbs up were given. That was the best news possible, actually, that the thumbs up got the results. We now wait to see how long this repeat's going to be, as the Marshal doing a great job, actually, getting that tyre barrier back in a way that can mean we can go racing. The Tech-Pro barrier, not as badly damaged, luckily, although I'm slightly worried that they don't know what the Tech-Pro barrier would be. They don't deal with it. That's a Formula 1 technology. So I hope that they're not just going to leave that there. 4 to go in the stage. We're going to get ready for basically a green-white checker. Let's head back over then to PRN. By the way, welcome, Patchy, to JB Motorsports, the membership. Thank you very much. Let's head back over to PRN.
Back at Circuit of the Americas for the Focus Health 250. We see Sheldon Creed on pit lane. He's got the hood up. Let's get a few more updates from our Napa Auto Parts pit reporters. We check in with Heather DeBoe.
And just to update you on what the exact issue here with Connor Zilic, what had happened was the brake rotor hat was sheared off. Now, that's the central mounting component that mounts that rotor onto that car. So Rodney Childers, the crew chief, said, hey, man, we're either going to have to change this or we could clamp the brake line and let you drive like that. And he said, but that's really not going to be optional. It's actually going to suck if we have to do that. So they sent the crew into the garage. They're going to try to find another brake rotor. Right now they're leaving Connor Zilic out on track until they can get all those parts and then eventually come down and put the new rotor on. Wendy Venturini.
Power steering, that's the issue for Sheldon Creed. The hood is up. The crew is working under there. They have power steering fluid they're trying to diagnose. They were trying to wait until the stage break. It's just not going to work right now for Sheldon Creed, so he finds himself on pit road. Keep in mind he was having a strong run right before Brent Cruz got a little bit loose and into him just moments ago. They're putting the hood back down, firing it up, and they're going to send it back out.
Good thing about these cars who are having issues, we're going to have a stage break and another round of cautions as well coming up. In fact, let's give you a Hunt Brothers leaderboard update as the field goes through the Freeway Insurance Choose. The leaderboard update brought to you by Hunt Brothers Pizza, where we love racing and we love pizza. Find your next pizza at huntbrotherspizza.com or download the Hunt Brothers Pizza app.
So we're going to have a few new players at the front of the field. Carson Quapple being shown as the race leader. Brandon Jones is second. Ryan Sieg is third. Jeb Burton is fourth. Ryan Ellis is fifth. J.J. Yaley is sixth. Boy, this caution, a big break for Justin Allgaier. He had to pit unscheduled, and he's going to be restarting the seventh position. Sam Mayer first off of pit lane is going to restart eighth. Shane Van Gisbergen in ninth. Austin Hill in 10th.
Going to be a lot of fun to see these cars on older tires battle some of these other drivers. Let's continue the top 20. Austin Hill is 10th. Jesse Love 11th. 12th, Sammy Smith. Taylor Gray 13th. 14th, Brent Cruz. Ross Chastain 15th. 16th is Corey Day. Nick Sanchez 17th. 18th, Rajah Caruth. 19th, Dean Thompson. Harrison Burton rounds out the top 20.
The field is behind the 2026 Toyota Camry XSE pace car. Pat Patterson, how are they looking as we are set to wrap up stage number 2?
Well, everybody's warming those tires up. Carson Quapple to the inside of row number 1 here, and Brandon Jones to the outside. Pace car now will start to accelerate out of turn number 19 and head to the pit road. Everybody side by side, everybody buckled up tight. We're going to have ourselves a good little restart here once again up front. Here they come as they make their way around turn 20.
Here comes the field into the Echo Park Automotive restart zone. Again, Quapple and Brandon Jones. It's a drag race uphill to turn number 1. 2 to go in stage 2.
Gloves are off at the end of this stage. Carson Quapple leads. Oh, and there's a big move as they go 3 wide for second. Carson Quapple continues to lead. Brandon Jones, the one getting shuffled out. I think that's Sam Mayer, who just made a big move to go to second, but Quapple leads going into the S's.
And now they're coming down the hill. They're trying to get single file. Carson Quapple in car 91 for DGM is shimmying through. Second place is Mayer. Justin Allgaier is up to third after the unscheduled pit stop before. And look who's charging for fourth. Sam Mayer to the inside of Brandon Jones at turn 6A as they make the hard left.
To the inside for that fourth position in 6B, and it's going to be Shane Van Gisbergen up to position number 4. Top 3 were able to get away, but he's going to close in on them in a hurry by the time they get to turn number 12. Battle for the lead. Sam Mayer to the inside of Quapple. Quapple hangs on to the top spot as they hit the right-handers of 13 and 14, but it's Mayer. He'll have the preferred line into turn 15 onto driver's left. Mayer by a half a car length. Now Justin Allgaier sees the door open, trying to move around Carson Quapple as Shane Van Gisbergen's charge continues up the fourth.
Once again, that lead right now being held by Sam Mayer. 2 car lengths, call it 3 car lengths. Allgaier right on the bumper of Quapple now. He'll dive to the inside. Allgaier trying to outbreak Quapple into turn 19. Side by side, they battle for the second spot. Mayer has it out front by 10 car lengths.
1 to go in stage number 2. Haas Factory Team Chevy of Sam Mayer leads the Junior Motorsports Chevy of Justin Allgaier. The DGM Chevy of Carson Quapple. Don't look now. Shane Van Gisbergen in fourth as they head up the hill.
Justin Allgaier right now trying to hold off the charge from Carson Quapple. They're not teammates this weekend. Sam Mayer extending his lead to about 4 car lengths. Then it's Justin Allgaier, Carson Quapple, and SVG entering the picture in fourth as they head into the S's.
And SVG working on the third position. That's Shane Van Gisbergen shopping at the bit to the back bumper of Carson Quapple there. He gets through the S's better than Quapple. Can he outbreak him coming out of 6? He looks to his inside. He goes outside, then inside. Move him too wide. Door to door with Quapple as Mayer leads.
This is where Shane Van Gisbergen has made most of his moves so far today, coming out of turn 6. Unable to make a move this time on Quapple, who hangs on to third. Van Gisbergen in fourth. Jesse Love right there in fifth. They are all chasing Sam Mayer, the race leader, into turn number 14 for the final time in this stage. Justin Allgaier in the second spot. Battle for third is on. Here's Shane Van Gisbergen to the inside of Quapple. They are nose to nose for position number 3, just in front of Jesse Love and Austin Hill as Mayer leads under the Duramax bridge.
3 to 4 car lengths. That's what Mayer has over Allgaier now as they come around turns number 17 and 18, headed to 19. It's a pretty safe move up front there for that first position of Sam Mayer. He's got things covered. Allgaier will pressure him as best he can. Best battle is going to be for that third spot. Here goes Shane Van Gisbergen. He'd like to take that spot away as they work their way off the corner.
Yeah, they are slugging it out for third in this stage. Out of turn 20, it's going to be Sam Mayer by about 2 car lengths, winning stage number 2 over Justin Allgaier. Looks like Carson Quapple is going to take third at the end of the stage. And Jesse Love takes home fourth. Shane Van Gisbergen fifth. Meanwhile, got a couple cars off the racetrack, including Nick Sanchez towards the rear of the field. Rest of the top 10 here at the end of stage number 2. Austin Hill finishes 6th. Sammy Smith 7th. Brandon Jones 8th. Ross Chastain 9th. Ryan C. gets the final stage point in 10th. As we take a break, stage number 3 just around the corner as live coverage continues of today's running of the Focus Health 250.
Do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call. Because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at crazy low prices. They have access to great prices and discounts at over 500 different airlines. Plus 300,000 hotels and rental car companies. Their prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find the best price for you. Call SmartFares today and get ready to see the world with a fat wallet.
800-603-6298. 800-603-6298. 800-603-6298. That's 800-603-6298.
Stage 2 is complete. Sam Mayer is your winner. We're going to get into the final stage. We've got some cars that'll be hitting pit road as well when we come back to Circuit of the Americas. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
AA made all the difference in my life. I noticed that most of the goals I had as a kid were slipping by. I didn't feel like the person I hoped to be. After all those years of drinking, I really didn't know myself. When I was out there drinking, I was always looking for the next great party to make me feel all right. With AA, I found a better way of life. And I feel good in my everyday life, even without a drink in my hand.
Visit AA.org for more information. And download the Meeting Guide app to find a meeting near you.
It's hard to believe in this day and age in the United States of America that children are hungry.
Our time on this planet is short. We have to give back to those in need.
every child has a chance, no matter what obstacles they may encounter.
Never have we been taxed more as a society to help kids the way we are right now.
At Speedway Children's Charities, our mission is simple. Help every child we can.
Because all children
deserve joy
and hope
and love.
Back at Circuit of the Americas alongside Nick Yeoman and Daniel Suarez, my name is Brad Gilley. A lot of action happening out here on the racetrack today. So far, Shane Van Gisbergen and Connor Zilisch are tied for the most laps led. Van Gisbergen and Zilisch, 13 laps each. Sam Mayer has actually led 5. Austin Hill, Brent Cruz have led 4 laps each in this race here today. 6 different drivers have led, a total of 11 lead changes so far. And the great thing about it, Nick, Daniel, is these 11 lead changes have not necessarily happened because of pit strategy. A lot of them are happening with action on the racetrack.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun to watch, and let me tell you, I have faith on Mayer that he's gonna be strong. You know, he's been getting better. He's been improving his race car. Right now, he has control of the race. Obviously, his strongest competition is in my opinion, is the 7 of Al Geyer and the 9 of Shane Van Gisbergen. And something I noticed about Shane is that he was trying very hard to take care of his tires in this the last couple laps before the stage break. And they didn't let him, you know. He was getting attacked left and right, and Jesse Love passed him in the very last corner. So I actually believe that Shane used his tires more than Sam Mayer. So I'm really looking forward to see what happens here in Stage 3 because I believe that the 41 of Sam Mayer, he may have something for the 9.
Yeah, I think that answers the question, Brad. We wondered coming into this race, okay, who can hang with Shane Van Gisbergen and Connor Zilisch? Obviously, Zilisch has had the issues with the brakes. We've documented that. Shane Van Gisbergen still in the top 5. But I'm with Daniel. Sam Mayer's got a good race car and is certainly going to be a threat to win this race here in Stage 3.
Yeah, question becomes now, what kind of strategy do we see? I'm sure we're going to find out from our Napa Auto Parts pit reporters. Miss an electrical problem, and it can mean big trouble for your business. That's why Napa delivers the parts, tools, and expertise to catch problems before they become breakdowns. That is Napa know-how. We know some cars did not come down pit road during our last caution when Baltazar Laguzabon got up into the tire barrier outside of turn number 1. So we do expect to see some people down pit road. We know Connor Zilisch has an issue with the rotor hat shearing from the right rear of that car, so we'll see if he gets repaired. Sheldon Creed down on power steering. They replaced the power steering fluid. We'll see what happens with that. And pit road is going to get busy. Brett McMillan, let's go ahead and start.
Your engine to the max with Z-Max.
Make your plans now to stay at the South Point Hotel Casino and Spa when NASCAR returns to Las Vegas. They have great race ticket and room packages for you to choose from. The South Point also features a wide variety of excellent dining options at 11 different restaurants. Or you can enjoy the 16-screen movie complex and visit the 64-lane bowling center. Visit southpointcasino.com and make your reservations today. Stay where the racers stay at the South Point Hotel Casino and Spa.
Austin Hill, your winner of stage number 1. Sam Mayer, the winner of stage number 2. Live from Circuit of the Americas, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Hi, I'm David Stiles of PRN, and I know the news cycle is very fast-paced, and we're here to bring you even more fast-paced news about the sport of NASCAR.
I'm extremely happy and proud to be holding this trophy. Obviously, I'm on the good side of it right now.
The latest news from the racetrack, the biggest storylines in the garage, and our opinions about the sport. You can hear all of it on PRN's Garage Pass.
When NASCAR hits Dover Motor Speedway, get ready for all-star intensity at the Monster Mile. May 15th through 17th. See the sport's biggest names battle it out. It's more than a race. Concerts, autograph sessions, tailgates, and non-stop action all weekend long. Experience NASCAR the way it's meant to be, live and in person at Dover. Get your tickets now at DoverMotorspeedway.com. That's DoverMotorspeedway.com.
Back at Circuit of the Americas, Focus Health 250, round number 3 of the 2026 NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series Championship. Sam Mayer is your race leader. Jesse Love is second. Shane Van Gisbergen runs third. Austin Hill is fourth. Jeb Burton is fifth. Sammy Smith runs in the sixth position. Ross Chastain is seventh. Brent Cruz is running in eighth, just 17 years old. All right, Daniel Suarez, while we're under caution, what do you remember from your NASCAR debut? Because this is the debut for Brent Cruz, a highly touted prospect. A lot of people think very kindly of what this young man can accomplish. When you look back at your first opportunity to jump behind the wheel of a car in NASCAR, what were the emotions? Were you nervous?
I mean, definitely there were a lot of emotions. Definitely I was nervous. I remember that it was in Richmond, Virginia, and I was racing also the ARCA series the same weekend. But let me tell you, this is what I tell all the young kids, all the new generations nowadays, is that right now there is so many tools to prepare yourself, And back when I did my debut in 2014, there were some tools, right, that you can use to prepare yourself, but it's not even close to the amount of tools that we have nowadays. So, I felt like as a rookie, you can prepare yourself so much better. There is just so much data and information out there, and I can see how a driver like Brent Cruz, he's doing an amazing job, an amazing organization with Jockey Racing, and I'm sure that he's taking advantage of all those tools and information and data that was provided to him to be able to get better.
Yeah, pretty incredible. And, 2014, it doesn't seem like you've been here that long, Daniel.
It's crazy. It's crazy how time goes by so quickly. In 2014, it was my debut at the time, it was actually the Nationwide Series. And then in 15, it was my first time full-time series in the Xfinity Series. And it's been a lot of fun. I raced obviously full-time 15 and 16, and before going to Cup full-time in 17.
And a champion of what is now the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, Daniel Suarez, a multi-time winner in the Cup Series as well. The field is going through the Freeway Insurance Choose, so they're lining up side by side. That means we're going to restart the final stage of the Focus Tel 250 with 21 laps to go. Sam Mayer leads Jesse Love. Shane Van Gisbergen running third. Fourth is Austin Hill. Sammy Smith is fifth. Sixth, Ross Chastain. Brent Cruz is seventh. Eighth is Corey Day. Taylor Gray is ninth. And 10th is William Sawalich with a buckled up front hood.
Of course, the field running behind the 2026 Toyota Camry XSE pace car. Pat Patterson, looks like they're in the carousel in front of you. How are they lining up, ready to go?
Yep, Sam Mayer up here in the very front. Jesse Love to his outside. Shane Van Gisbergen is there in that second row with Austin Hill. Then you got Sammy Smith alongside Ross Chastain. Those cars make up the first 4 rows. Pace car working its way down into turn number 19. Everybody getting their belts good and tight and getting ready to go with the final stage of this one this afternoon. Drop dead gorgeous day in Texas to go racing here at Circuit of the Americas, and we're about to turn them loose again.
All right, here we come out of turn number 20 into the Echo Park Automotive restart zone. Jesse Love will start driver's right of Sam Mayer, the control car. Sam Mayer takes the middle of the racetrack. Love getting a nice push as they head up the hill to Andrew.
It looks as if Sam Mayer was trying to play defense there. He'll hold the lead for now. Love on the outside. Ross Chastain looking to make it 3 wide for third. But up front, Sam Mayer and Jesse Love single file out. SVG, though, is not far behind.
How did they siphon out, if you will, down the hill and get single file on these restarts? Sam Mayer does take that lead there, and Jesse Love maintains second position. Just seeing Brent Cruz go around Ross Chastain for about the 6th spot, and Shane Van Gisbergen at third is going to dive right into the heart of turn 6A, but Jesse Love at second keeps him at bay.
Then it's Sammy Smith in position number 4. Austin Hill to round out the top 5, leaving 6B and up the short back straightaway. And at the point, top 3 beginning to come back together. Sam Mayer the leader, Jesse Love in second. They're both trying to fend off the hard-charging Shane Van Gisbergen in third. Here's Love, sees an opening to driver's right into the right-hander of turn 14. Will take full advantage, go to the inside, and become the new race leader for about 100 yards. Here comes Sam Mayer back to the inside through the left-hand turn, number 15. This side-by-side battle for the lead. Right in front is Shane Van Gisbergen.
They stay side-by-side, and Van Gisbergen says, I'll take the inside, and I'm gone. And that's exactly what he did. Took those spots away. Now he's in control as they head to 19. Van Gisbergen works to the left-hand side, stretches that lead out to about 2 car lengths. SVG to the front as they work their way down to turn number 20. The battle for second is on again, though.
Oh, they are slugging it out of turn number 20, and that is, as Pat touched on, for second now. Sam Mayer trying to hold off Jesse Love. This is all happening 3 car lengths behind new race leader Shane Van Gisbergen.
This is the first that we've said Jesse Love's name all day. He'll look to the inside of Sam Mayer. In fact, he wants the lead. But Shane Van Gisbergen shuts the door on Jesse Love. Move him, though, to the second spot, as now Sammy Smith looks to the outside of Sam Mayer. They all head into the S's.
The more they move these cars around, the less good is in those tires, with Shane Van Gisbergen getting that lead quickly. These drivers behind him will need to settle down if they can keep pace. Great battle with Sam Mayer. Between him, Sammy Smith in front of him, and Austin Hill behind, as Mayer is stalking Smith to the third position. Austin Hill gives him a tap on the rear end there as they go through turn 6A. Also watching behind them, Connor Zillage has already made up a ton of spots.
Connor Zillage continuing to carve his way through the field, or at least trying in the latter half of the top 10. Battle for third is on into turn number 13. Sammy Smith and Sam Mayer side by side for that position, just in front of Austin Hill. All this battling is allowing the top 2, Shane Van Gisbergen and Jesse Love, to pull away into the left-hander of turn number 15. It's Van Gisbergen by a car length over Love, then a large gap, 6, 7, maybe 8 car lengths back to Sammy Smith in third. Sam Mayer, Austin Hill rounding out the top 5.
Van Gisbergen out front. The top 7 or 8 now kind of settle things out as they work their way through 17 and up to 18. Good battle a little further back there, and a good afternoon for the 17 car of Corey Day. He makes a pass going into turn number 19. Now they'll go side by side. He's going to lose some spots.
Corey Day actually battling with Ross Chastain, who was going to have none of it. He showed that rookie driver, look at my experience. In fact, throughout all of that, Ross Chastain grabbed an extra spot as he went around the Toyota of Taylor Gray.
Yeah, now Taylor Gray wants to go back on offense. He will give Ross Chastain a bump, as actually William Sawalich now, a few car lengths back, goes to the inside of Corey Day. He'll take advantage. They try to single file it out, but now Corey Day fights back on Sawalich. They're racing hard into the S's.
Hey, time to get some good headlines for Corey Day, who had a tough time in Atlanta and Daytona. They go down the hill through the S's here, turns 3, 4, and 5, and get back single file again as up front, Shane Van Gisbergen still leads.
That's the way they run through turn 5, now 6A and 6B, and onto the back straightaway for race leader Shane Van Gisbergen. He's been able to drive away from Jesse Love by about 2 or 3 car lengths between the top 2. 4 more back to Sammy Smith in third, then Sam Mayer, Austin Hill, and Brent Cruz, the way they run. Then back to that Ross Chastain battle just inside of the top 10. He has his hands full. Taylor Gray is there, as is Corey Day. That's about the 8th position on back. Chastain has it into the left-hander, turn number 15. No one stepping out of line as they zigzag their way through the stadium section.
Watching that battle here around 4th and 5th. Austin Hill is right there. Mayer trying to hold on to that spot. Then it's Brent Cruz about 7 or 8 car lengths back. Chastain has got a mirror full of Taylor Gray now as they head into turn number 19. The battle for that 8th or 9th spot, also a good one now.
As they come back around this time, it is going to be 18 laps to go. Want to document a couple of drivers. Connor Zilic, after getting that brake rotor replaced on pit road, he has actually moved up now to 21st. We also see Carson Kvapil. He moved up 9 spots on the racetrack after that last cycle of pit stops. Carson Kvapil doing a great job in a DGM Racing Chevrolet, as he's not in his normal Junior Motorsports Chevrolet. But with 18 to go in the race of the Focus L250, Shane Van Gisbergen leads Jesse Love, Sammy Smith, Sam Mayer, and Austin Hill, your top 5.
I'm in my late 60s. My husband died a few years ago. He did all of our taxes. I sold a piece of property last year, and I forgot to claim the proceeds of the sale. Next thing I know, I got a letter from the IRS telling me that I owe over $50,000. Now I have a huge tax problem. I don't have that kind of money. I wish I knew who to call.
If you sold property in the last calendar year or didn't claim all of your part-time or even retirement income, you could be in big trouble with the IRS. Call first before they send you a letter. If you've already got a letter, call. We'll help you file years of past tax returns and save you time and money. So call the tax doctor. The call is confidential and free.
Call 800-239-8296. 800-239-8296. 800-239-8296. 800-239-8296.
Coming to 17 laps to go in the Focus L250 at Circuit of the Americas. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Hi, this is Doug Rice at PRN. Join me every Monday night for another great episode of Fast Talk.
I watched the race on TV, and they wanted to give him the mantle of greatest of all time, and he's won 4 races in a row. And so I can't do that yet. But I do think what we're watching is a guy who's changing the sport. He's changing the way the other drivers approach road racing. He's making them study. He's making them up their game.
That's Fast Talk right here on the Performance Racing Network.
Hi, this is PRN's Andrew Curlin. Weekends are the time to get stuff done. And when you're on the go, make sure you take advantage of the PRN mobile app. You can catch myself from the pits or the turns covering the action alongside our incredibly talented PRN crew. So you can listen to us from anywhere, at home, on the road, or even at the racetrack. Get the latest racing information at your fingertips by downloading the PRN mobile app today. Available in the Apple App Store or on Google Play.
Back here at Circuit of the Americas, boy, this battle with Ross Chastain, Corey Day, Carson Kvapil, and now Austin Green is heating up in a big, big way, Nick.
Yeah, Ross Chastain sliding all over the racetrack. He is trying to stay inside the top 10. In fact, I think he just fell out. He's trying to hold on ahead of Austin Green right now. That's around the 12th or 13th position. And Daniel, nobody is cutting each other any slack in the mid-pack right now.
That's for sure. It's funny watching, but I'm pretty sure that behind the wheel everyone is frustrated with each other. Everyone wants to push each other, but no, I'm having a lot of fun here watching everyone race each other, because there is a lot of battles happening at the same time. Sometimes a lot of people just focus a lot in top 5, top 10, but there is battles all around the racetrack, and right now we see my old amigo Ross and Raja, Karud, and Green battling very, very hard just outside the top 10.
This is pretty fun to watch. So let's look at the front of the field. We were just talking during the commercial break, Daniel. When the field gave up to the lead to Shane Van Gisbergen, they gave up a whole lot more than just the number 1 spot, right?
Yeah, I was really hoping, and I was a big fan of Sam Mayer because I thought that he was going to be pretty fast up front and he was going to be able to control the race and have a pretty good shot at Shane. But now that Shane has control, pretty much, they gave him the lead by battling, between Sam and Jesse Love. Right now, he's just managing his tires, managing his staff. I don't know if there is going to be another pit stop or not, but if there is not another one, I'm pretty sure that Shane is going to be in amazing shape with his tires. If there is another one, I think that anything can happen. So, the driver of me is saying, okay, let's keep it green and let's see who can drive a good, steady car in the long run. But the fan of myself, I want to see a caution in maybe 5 or 6 laps to see everyone coming down to pit road, put tires, and then have a shootout of 7-8 laps.
Well, I would imagine one car going off the course could have something to do with that, and we get a caution should that happen. We still have 15 laps now to go here in the Focus Tel 250, and a lot of action on the racetrack. I do want to also let you know, earlier today, St. Petersburg, Florida, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series had their first ever street course race. Lane Riggs drove into victory lane. Daniel, I know there was a lot of apprehension about the Truck Series running on a street course for the first time, and it's a very tight one, a companion event with the IndyCar Series. They put on an amazing show, and I think they showed a lot of IndyCar fans down there in St. Petersburg that the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series is full of a lot of talented drivers.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people was quite surprised that the same guys that are very fast in ovals in the weekly basis were the guys that were actually in the top 5 in a street course, and as you mentioned, Brett, for the first time ever. So that just tells you the amount of talent that there is in the Truck Series and the amount of work that these kids they put into their craft to be better, not just in oval but also in road course racing. So that's exciting, because as far as I know, there were a handful of drivers that did only this race because they knew they were going to have an opportunity to win the race. Actually, one of the trucks of JBMotorsports was driven by a driver that the only thing he does is road racing. So it was a lot of fun to watch, and I was happy to see that the truck drivers were able to show up and get a win.
Nice to see James Hinchcliffe in his fire truck there, Nick. Nick, very familiar with him from his days in IndyCar. And, we have a problem on the racetrack.
Yeah, Justin Allgaier's got a problem there. His car slowed, and he locked the brakes up going into turn 19. He's bringing that car down to the pit lane right now.
Yeah, he had a loose wheel earlier in this race that caused an unforced pit stop. Now it looks like he has a right front tire down, and he is coming to pit lane. He's in front of you, Brett McMillan.
Yeah, it's the same place he had tire problems before in the right front. It was loose earlier. They finally got the jack under there to get the car jacked up. The right front tire, as you guys talked about, completely flat. They're trying to get the new tire on there. They talked about putting a spacer on there and did, and now they got the new tire. They're looking at the tire that's on there that they took off. They're going to send him back out there. But, yeah, he's having problems with the right front now. Same place he had, as we talked about, problems before.
So a flat tire for Justin Allgaier dooms his day. He will stay on the lead lap, falls to the tail end, right now being shown in the 33rd position. 14 laps to go here at Circuit of the Americas. Shane Van Gisbergen has an 0.8 of a second lead over series champion Jesse Love.
Progressive knows that boat days can come with unexpected problems.
It's been a tough Saturday on the lake. I ordered swim trunks in this orange cream color, but it's actually more orange auburn. Oh, and it's swimwear. I probably can't even return these.
If a real problem comes along, your boat's protected 24/7 with Progressive, so you can keep worrying about boater problems. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
Need a break? A break from the grind? The stress? We have just the place. A place where you can let your inner thrill Billy out. Bristol Motor Speedway, April 10th through the 12th for the NASCAR Food City 500 Triple Header Weekend. 3 days, 3 races, 2 night races, 1 epic weekend. Don't just take a break, race to it. Get your tickets, upgrades, and more now at BristolMotorspeedway.com. It's not just a race.
It's Bristol, baby!
Shane Van Gisbergen has led 21 laps today, 13 to go here at CODA. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Hey, it's Charlie and Debbie, along with NASCAR legend Kyle Petty, inviting you to join us for Kyle Petty's Back Then Again Country Countdown.
Each week, we'll put it in reverse and take a trip down memory lane, looking back at that week's top 20 country songs from years past.
We'll dive into what made those songs and artists move the needle, what pop culture trends made those years unique.
And you'll get to hear me tell stories only I can tell.
So don't miss Kyle Petty's Back Then Again Country Countdown right here each week.
AA made all the difference in my life. I noticed that most of the goals I had as a kid were slipping by. I didn't feel like the person I hoped to be. After all those years of drinking, I really didn't know myself. When I was out there drinking, I was always looking for the next great party to make me feel all right. With AA, I found a better way of life. And I feel good in my everyday life, even without a drink in my hand.
Visit AA.org for more information. And download the Meeting Guide app to find a meeting near you.
Welcome back to Circuit of the Americas. Brad Gilley alongside Nick Yeoman and Daniel Suarez. 12 laps to go in the Focus Held 250. Our stage winners today. Austin Hill won stage number 1. Sam Mayer picked up the green and white checkered flag in stage number 2. Let's let you know where the field is running right now, as Shane Van Gisbergen has a 1.5 second lead over Jesse Love. Sammy Smith runs in 3rd. Austin Hill 4th. Brent Cruz is 5th. 6th is Sam Mayer. Corey Day 7th. William Sawalas just moved up to 8th, and Carson Quapple moved up to 9th, as Ross Chastain has moved up into 10th.
We've been keeping an eye on the charge from the rear of the field for Connor Zilich after some mechanical issues. He is still on the lead lap and is now up to 11th. Taylor Gray runs in the 12th position. Austin Green is 13th. Raja Karuth is 14th. Harrison Burton runs in the 15th position. Sheldon Creed's had some issues, but he runs in the 16th position. 17th is Brennan Poole. 18th is Nick Sanchez. Brandon Jones runs in the 19th position, and Dean Thompson, the final car in the top 20.
Alex LeMay runs 21st. 22nd is Blaine Perkins. Jeb Burton is 23rd. 24th is Ryan Ellis. Patrick Staropoli is 25th. 26th, Ryan Sieg. Preston Pardis is 27th. 28th is J.J. Yaley. Actually, Brad Perez is now in the number 42. J.J. Yaley wasn't feeling well. Perez jumped in that car during the last round of pit stops, and that car is running 28th. 29th, Anthony Alfredo, and LeVar Scott is 30th.
Kyle Sieg is 31st. Jeremy Clements runs in 32nd. Justin Allgaier just on and off pit lane. Final car on the lead lap. He is in 33rd. Parker Retzloff has had some mechanical issues. He's 34th, as is Sage Karam in 35th. Josh Palicki being shown out of the race in 36th. Baltazar Laguzamon, a big accident up in turn number 1. Happy to say that he did get out of that race car, was a little shaken. He will finish 37th today. And Austin J. Hill went out early. He'll be the final finisher in 38th.
Daniel Suarez, what are you seeing up there on the racetrack? Looks like a problem for Austin Green.
Yeah, I thought for a second that he was running out of power or something. He was slowing down a lot, but it looks like he kept going now. But yeah, I mean, I thought we were going to have the caution that I was hoping for here in the front straightaway, but I think he's back going again.
Yeah, a little bit off the pace, Andrew Curlin, as he's in front of you. Could you hear how that engine sounded?
Yeah, he's certainly off the pace. Dean Thompson and Blaine Perkins just passed him. It seemed as though if 100% speed is a fast way around, he was going about 60 as he heads into the S's, but certainly not under full power here.
All right, thank you very much. We appreciate that. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network. Welcome back to Circuit of the Americas alongside Daniel Suarez and Nick Yeoman. My name is Brad Gilley. Joining us in the turns, Andrew Curlin, Doug Turnbull, Kyle Rickey, and Pat Patterson. Our Napa Auto Parts pit reporters, Heather DeBoe, Wendy Venturini, and Brett McMillan. And Daniel Suarez, you almost had your wish. Ryan Ellis had a little bit of an off track right there. And as we're closing the laps here, coming to 10 laps to go at the end of this race, with Shane Van Gisbergen leading the way, it almost looks like he could hang his left arm out the window and make it a nice Saturday drive.
I think I don't think we can see his arm because these race cars have a window, but if they didn't have a window, I think we will be able to see his arm because right now he just has that number 9 on cruise control. Obviously he has control of the race. They have enough fuel to make it to the end, so his job right now is just to keep it steady and taking care of his tire, just in case they have a restart and they choose not to pit, which I would be very surprised, because with this amount of laps, I would say that most of the cars are going to pit for tires. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, the top three guys are pretty much set the way that they're running right now. They don't seem to be catching each other, any of those cars.
Let's take a look at a battle. Looks like just inside the top 10. Corey Day, William Sawalich, Carson Kvapil, they are all over each other right now. Kyle, that looks like it's in your part of the racetrack.
They're in turn number 14, and it's been a good battle the last couple of laps. William Sawalich has been carving his way through the second half of the top 10. Made a move on Corey Day about a half a lap ago, but slipped and now falls back into the clutches of Carson Kvapil. Those two cars are side by side as Day pulls away as they make their way under the Duramax Bridge into turn 16.
Yeah, Corey Day is going to get away from these two, but William Sawalich is going to work Kvapil over again in turns at number 18 now. Kvapil's got the inside and has got the advantage headed to 19. Sawalich is right there trying to make a move, separated by about a car length and a half now as they work their way over into turn number 20.
Sage Karam is trying to limp his car back to pit road. It's the left front is effectively down on that. And when I say the left front is down, it's not just the left front tire. It looks like the left front suspension has gone away. The one thing we're not seeing is debris coming off of that race car, so Sage Karam is able to do that. Let's pick up this battle again up at the top of the hill, Andrew.
It's a lot of fun. Right now, Connor Zilich under full fire from William Sawalich, and Ross Chastain has a great view of this going into the S's.
Coming down the hill right now, Corey Day's been holding him up a little bit, and that's allowed that battle to happen. And Carson Kvapil is holding up his effective teammate, if you will, Connor Zilich, in the one car, the car that the Kvapil machine normally drives. They go through turn 6A right now. That's bottled up. Sawalich and Chastain behind him at 6B. Connor Zilich will settle in the line, one car length behind Carson Kvapil, who leads his pack of traffic into turn number 12, just a couple of car lengths away from Corey Day, who was able to get away just a bit after the battling a half lap ago. And as I say that, Day looked like he was off the pace. Wide arc into turn number 15 as they make their way onto the short straightaway.
And caution will come out for the fourth time today at Circuit of the Americas. Sage Karam, while he was trying to limp that car around, the left front completely down, he finally ended up having to put that car into the gravel, and it is stuck. Shane Van Gisbergen is leading this race, but the lead he had just went away. We'll come back. We'll see if we have pit stops. We'll take you to the checkered flag here at Circuit of the Americas.
What makes Toyota Racing Toyota Racing? It's not just how we drive, it's why we drive. Bubba Wallace drives with resilience, building himself back up with a Toyota team that never lets him stay down. Jade Evadisian drives with determination to be faster, sharper, every lap, every day. Christopher Bell drives with inspiration, because when talent meets the perfect team, you don't just win, you inspire what comes next. Toyota Racing, your race, your story. NASCAR is a registered trademark of the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, LLC.
When it comes to maintaining your engine to run at peak performance, trust Z-Max Micro Lubricant. Z-Max soaks into metal and is so easy to add to your oil or gas to disperse carbon buildup in your engine, fuel system, and transmission. Protect your vehicle's engine to the max with Z-Max. Check us out at zmax.com or visit us on Facebook and X to find out more about our full line of products. Remember the name Z-Max for your car, big rigs, small engines, firearms, and more. That's Z-Max Micro Lubricant.
Our Napa Auto Parts pit reporters are telling us that pit road is about to be a busy place. We'll cover that when we come back from Circuit of the Americas. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
I'm PRN's Doug Turnbull, co-host of the 5 to Go podcast, a weekly deep dive into 5 motorsports issues. Devin Kupka gives the Gen Z view.
One thing that I've never seen before, when the cars got 4 wide, everybody stood up cheering.
And championship-winning mechanic Dan Elliott leans on his decades in the garage and promoting.
Unless everybody is aware of the rules, then no, it's not fair for everyone.
Listen to the 5 to Go podcast on GoPRN.com and subscribe on Apple and Spotify.
Bubba Wallace on sponsorship.
This sport was built on relationships and partnerships and sponsorships, and none of this is possible without our sponsors and being able to represent Fortune 500 companies and just all around great people I've had a fair share of sponsors be a part of my career, and forever in debt, forever grateful for the opportunities to represent those brands.
NASCAR Network Radio drives business.
Welcome back to Circuit of the Americas. Right now, 8 laps to go as we are under caution in the Focus Tel 250. Field is racing or winding their way, I should say, through this 2.4-mile circuit. Shane Van Gisbergen is leading, but pit road is going to be busy. We will take you to the checkered flag, commercial-free, brought to you by Toyota Racing. Your race, your story. Be a part of the action at ToyotaRacingUSA.com.
A lot of crew members up on the wall down on pit lane as we are showing just 8 laps to go, and the pits are going to be open this time by for the field to make a decision of whether they want to pit here late in this event. Shane Van Gisbergen has really dominated the last half hour of this event after pulling off a spectacular pass, went 2 for 1 around Sam Mayer and Sammy Smith, took over the race lead and has, again, as I mentioned, checked out to about a 2.2-second lead. But, Brad, that lead is now gone, and a lot of decision-making to be made by these crew chiefs here as the field heads around the carousel.
Pat Patterson, before we take it to the Napa Pit Reporters, tell us who stays out, who comes in.
We're watching it right now as the majority of everybody's going to head right to the pit road. In fact, I can't see anybody from this position right now that's not coming down the pit road as they work their way.
Let's start out with Brett McMillan.
Austin Hill said that's the best the car has been all day long as he peels off to the attention of his crew. He's going to get a 4-tire change. Jesse Love also is going to get a 4-tire change. He also needs a screwdriver because his visor's been stuck. Wendy Venturini.
Our leader, Shane Van Gisbergen, said his car has been good firing off. 4 tires, fuel, no adjustment. Sammy Smith on pit road, also in for 4 tires, Sunoco fuel, air pressure adjustment for him, Heather DeVoe.
And Brent Cruz in saying he needs a little help with everything. Turn, lateral grip, and drive off. Also in Sam Mayer, no complaints on that race car, and he's going to come out second on pit road.
Great stop by Sammy Smith. He's going to be the first one off of pit lane. Picking up 2 spots. Sam Mayer did exit pit lane in second. Then it is Jesse Love, Shane Van Gisbergen, Austin Hill. Might be some discrepancy between Jesse Love and Sam Mayer, but no doubt about it, Brad Gilly. Sammy Smith first off of pit lane. Junior Motorsports, they're looking for their 10th straight win on a road and street circuit. We all looked at Connor Zilich and Shane Van Gisbergen as the prime candidates, but here's Sammy Smith. He's had a quiet but efficient day here at COTA.
Daniel, I don't want to ask an obvious question of where do you want to be on this restart. Obviously, if you're at the front of the field, you can either defend or you can do something. But what opportunities are going to come from row 2, row 3, as far as being able to make a move and take advantage?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you want to have control of the race, right? You want to really control the race as much as you can, and if you're the leader, that's the place that you want to be. With that being said, if you're the second car, in the second row, and you can have a good launch on the restart zone, you have a great opportunity in corner 1 because you can just brake a little bit later than the guy in front of you and hope for the best. And that's the beautiful thing about being on the second row. And it may sound funny, but I promise you that 90% of the field, that's kind of like how they process things. So it's just very interesting, to see and understand that the second row, it could have an advantage heading into corner number 1. But after corner 1, you definitely want to have control of the race, regardless of what is the situation in corner 1, especially because you're going to have a handful of laps left by the time that the restart is gone.
Daniel, at the beginning of the race, we saw an awesome move by Austin Hill. He went all the way to the inside. Leaders on the front row didn't block him, left plenty of room. Middle portions of the race, we saw a 17-year-old Brent Cruz, similar move. Inside of the racetrack was left open. Leaders didn't force the issue, and certainly they all got through turn number 1 if you restart as the race leader. This time, though, are you maybe shallowing up that entry into the left-hander of turn 1?
Well, everything starts from the launch on the restart zone, because if your launch is not great, you open the door for people to do those kind of moves. If your launch is good, somebody's going to have to dive, a pretty deep to be able to get in that hole. But, yeah, I mean, as a leader, you want to make your car as wide as possible. But it doesn't matter how wide you make your race car. If you have a bad restart on the restart zone, they're gonna get there. So if I was driving right now, I will focus on trying to execute a good launch on the restart zone, either if I'm in the first row or second row, to be able to have position to attack or defend into corner number 1.
And what I like about this is the field is going to go around one more time, so it looks like we're going to restart this race with 5 laps to go here in the Focused Health 250. Want to mention a great race sponsor as well. If you haven't heard of Focused Health, or if you have, give them more love, because Focused Health is a national health insurance agency. They deliver health insurance solutions for individuals and for families. Formed by 2 industry experts, Focused Health concentrates on government-supported health care. Proud partners of the sport and the connections that it brings to consumers throughout the race season. Together, we celebrate speed, competition, and the pursuit of a healthier lifestyle. Big thanks to Focused Health, proud sponsor of today's Focused Health 250.
Brad, here's where things get really interesting. The majority of the field did pit, but Nick Sanchez stayed out, and so did Justin Allgaier, who has had the ultimate roller coaster day, 2 unscheduled pit stops with flat tires, and now all of a sudden he finds himself right now in the second position. So you got Sanchez and Allgaier on older tires. Sanchez last pitted on lap 42, Allgaier on 51. We're working lap 59. So, Daniel, those two are going to be interesting flies in the ointment, as they say.
Oh, that's for sure. You know, I really see Sanchez as a very long shot, but man, Allgaier, he's been in the top 5 all race long, and his bad luck of having a flat tire and then pitting, I mean, in his mind, the race was pretty much over, and the caution comes out, and now he's up front. Yes, he has a few more laps on his tires, but right now everyone's tires are cooling down, and maybe they refire okay, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. I definitely like the position that Allgaier is right now, having a few old tires, but having the control on track position, than having to be all the way in the back with that flat tire. So I think there was a little bit of a lucky break.
Going to be exciting. So Nick Sanchez, control car on the restart. Justin Allgaier runs second. Third is Sammy Smith. Fourth, Jesse Love. Sam Mayer is fifth. Shane Van Gisbergen will restart sixth. Austin Hill seventh. Eighth is Brent Cruz. Ninth is Corey Day. 10th, William Sawalich.
In the 11th position, it's Connor Zilich. 12th is Raja Carew. 13th, Carson Quapple. 14th, Taylor Gray. Brandon Jones runs in the 15th position. Sheldon Creed, 16th. Ross Chastain being shown in 17th. Harrison Burton, 18th. Brennan Poole, 19th. Ryan Sieg's going to restart in 20th.
Alex LeMay, 21st. 22nd is Blaine Perkins. 23rd is Dean Thompson. Jeb Burton, 24th. 25th, Anthony Alfredo. Patrick Staropoli is 26th. 27th is Kyle Sieg. Preston Pardis, 28th. 29th, LeVar Scott. Ryan Ellis runs in 30th.
31st is Jeremy Clements. 32nd is Brad Perez. 33rd, Austin Green. 34th, Parker Retzlaff. Sage Karam brought out the caution. He's 35th off the racetrack. Josh Balicki out in 36th. Baltazar Laguzaman out of the race in 37th, as is Austin J. Hill in 38th.
All right, Pat Patterson, not sure if this will be the final restart, but it's going to be an exciting one. How are they lining up in front of you?
Well, we got ourselves a little Texas showdown here up there in that front row. Justin Allgaier and Nick Sanchez are ready to go. Sammy Smith is right there on the inside of that second row as they make their way through turn number 19 behind Smith. Of course, is Jesse Love. Then you've got Shane Van Gisbergen, and the mayor, Sam Mayer, is right there as well. Top 3 rows make that left turn. They're looking for the green flag.
Field enters the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone, and they get on the throttle quickly. Nick Sanchez throwing some big blocks. That's music to the ears of Justin Allgaier.
Sammy Smith certainly wants the lead. They're going to go 3 wide into turn number 1. Make that 4 wide as Shane Van Gisbergen tries to make a move. They all overshoot the corner. Shane Van Gisbergen to the lead as they head down into turn number 2. Sam Mayer will fight for second, but it's SVG out in front.
He held out his staff and parted the waters there. The King, the Kiwi, back to the front. Shane Van Gisbergen, driver number 9. Second place is Austin Hill. Third place is Sam Mayer. Sammy Smith is fourth, and Corey Day has entered the chat to the top 5, and Justin Allgaier has fallen back to 7th. They have singled out among the top 10 William Sawalich, the first car out of line, and is in a good race with Brent Cruz in the second half of the top 10 as they hit the back straightaway, already under braking into the left-hander of turn number 12 for race leader Shane Van Gisbergen has been able to break away. by a bit over Austin Hill, who is trying to reel him back in. 2 car lengths between them. 2 more back to Sam Mayer in third. Then it's Sammy Smith and Corey Day. Jesse Love next in line, and then it's Connor Zillage trying to get around Justin Allgaier, and will do so successfully before turn 15. So Zawalich trying to fend him off. Check that, Connor Zillage trying to fend him off for position.
Austin Hill pedaling like all he's got to try to hold on to sight of Shane Van Gisbergen. Van Gisbergen into turn 19 now. He's got the lead and is handily walking away with it. Single file back to the 7-8 cars now as everybody sorts it out, tries to fight for a spot.
Shane Van Gisbergen, Austin Hill might be pulling away in first and second, but there is a big battle behind them. Sammy Smith's got a fast race car. He's right on the back bumper of third place Sam Mayer as they head up the hill.
He tries to pick to the inside of Sam Mayer. He wants that third position, and he will go for it. Sammy Smith on Sam Mayer's quarter panel, but Sam Mayer's going to fight back. Now he has the inside advantage as they head into 2. Sam Mayer will hold the third position in the S's.
He is holding it and turning his knuckles white doing that, as not only is Sammy Smith right behind them, but Corey Day is stalking them as well. Austin Hill is about 5 to 7 car lengths behind Shane Van Gisbergen, and the same amount ahead of that fierce third-place battle that Jesse Love is also entered. Oh, as Sam Mayer just missed turn 6A. He slaps the tire barrier there. The field gets by him, and Raja Caruth piles into him, and so does, I believe, the 91 machine of Carson Quapple. We stay green right now, but what a mess for our contenders.
As they stack up at the far end of the track, the race leaders already into the stadium section through turn number 14. It is Shane Van Gisbergen out front, pulling away from Austin Hill, about 8 car lengths between those 2 cars, and 10 more back to Sammy Smith in position number 3. Here's Jesse Love to the inside of Corey Day. A little bit of contact between those two as they race side by side for the 4th spot.
All the cars that were involved in that one have pulled away back there, and we're back on the leader here as he works his way down the hill to turn number 19. Good battle going on with Jesse Love right in the middle of that with Connor Zillage. That is the battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th. It is a good one as they fight down into turn number 20.
Out of turn number 20, Shane Van Gisbergen's advantage is about 10 car lengths over Austin Hill. Another 8 back to Sammy Smith. And then that absolute fist fight for 4th. Corey Day has it as Connor Zillage and the 2 machine of Jesse Love charge up the hill.
Yeah, Corey Day has a mirror full of Connor Zillage, who's going to outbrake him into turn number 1. Connor Zillage now to the inside of Corey Day. They bump doors. Corey Day now has the advantage as they head into turn number 2. They're side by side heading into the S's, but give the advantage to Connor Zillage.
And Zillage has just got spun right out of that position, it looks like, anyway, from my vantage point. Yes, he did. He spins and hits the outside of turn number 3 as Harrison Burton spins in the back of the field. The race stays green for now, but Connor Zillage comes to a stop here as he's crawling along that American flag and Texas flag painted area in the S's. His comeback has been thwarted.
Really stretches out the top 5 as they are at the end of the back straightaway. Shane Van Gisbergen over Austin Hill. Back to Sammy Smith, and about 10 car lengths between each of those 3. Few more lengths back to Corey Day, who is now up to the 4th spot and trying to fend off Jesse Love, along with Justin Allgaier, who is in that pack of traffic. Include Brent Cruz as well, and William Sawalich. So a great 5-car race from 4th on back. It's the best among the leaders right now as they exit turn number 15 and race under the Duramax bridge.
Well, you're right, Kyle Ricky. That is a good fight amongst those cars. It kind of sorts itself out a little bit now as the leaders, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, get away. Corey Day still holding off Jesse Love as they head down to turn number 19. Justin Allgaier is there about 4 car lengths back. They are nose to tail with each other as they work out of turn number 19 and back with a laps running out. They're battling hard for those spots.
Corey Day is going to have a lot of apologizing to do to Connor Zillage, but right now Corey Day runs in 4th. Shane Van Gisbergen leads up the hill with 2 to go.
He has a handsome lead right now over Austin Hill, who's still searching for his first road course win. Shane Van Gisbergen down the hill and into the right-hander into turn number 2. Good lead right now for SVG.
Very good for him. Not so great for Austin Hill. These are the 2 that battled for the win. this track a couple of years ago. As they come down through the S's now, Van Gisbergen easily goes up and down the hill through turn 6 and then shimmies into turn 6A. The best battle here in the top 10 is for fourth. It goes Jesse Love, Corey Day, Justin Allgaier, and Brent Cruz, who's making a move on the inside of Allgaier in 6A and does it, at least for now.
Brent Cruz goes to the inside. William Sawalich thought about making it 3 wide for that spot. Allgaier hung out to driver's right to the exit of turn number 6, has Cruz to his inside in a race for that 6th position. Cruz will take the spot away. Sawalich sees the door open. He tries to go to the inside of Justin Allgaier. Allgaier, meanwhile, trying to get back to the bottom of Brent Cruz. It's a dogfight of the battle just inside of the top 10 among 3 cars and several seconds behind race leader Shane Van Gisbergen, who's already in 16.
Yeah, SVG total control behind him. Austin Hill, long way back to third spot. There's Sammy Smith. Then you've got Jesse Love, and there's where you find Corey Day. Once again, Sawalich goes to work on Justin Allgaier right on his bumper now as they head out of turn number 18, down the hill, into turn number 19. And Sawalich will try to make a move one more time now and pass on Allgaier into 20.
We got drivers pinballing all over the place off of each other, but the Wizard is up front, and that's Shane Van Gisbergen. 1 to go. Andrew Curlin into turn number 1.
It's all about hitting your marks for Shane Van Gisbergen, but this is the closest Austin Hill has been in the last couple of laps. SVG still maneuvers his way out front. One final time for Shane Van Gisbergen out of turn number 2.
That off-camber exit to turn 2, then under the Allsups Bridge at turn 3. It's a right-hand turn at 4. Left-hand at turn 5. Shane Van Gisbergen a comfortable lead at the most technical part of the track, and then he woes down to first gear, hard on the brakes, left-handed return 6A, and gets through the short chute just fine.
Austin Hill is indeed closing from that second spot, but will he have enough time to get there? Less than a half a lap to run as they enter the stadium section for the final time. Shane Van Gisbergen slows into the left-hander turn 12. Austin Hill cutting it down a couple of more car lengths. He's closing in. What was 10 car lengths is down to about 6 as they make their way through the double right-handers of turns 13 and 14. Shane Van Gisbergen continuing to keep that cushion of about 5 car lengths back to Austin Hill.
By about 15 car lengths now, making his way down the hill into turn number 19 for the final time today. Takes the car right inside, lets it veer out, way out wide now, headed to turn number 20, and he's headed to victory lane. What a run for Shane Van Gisbergen.
Shane Van Gisbergen has been winless in every series at Circuit of the Americas. That is about to change. Someone's about to get a rugby ball as Shane Van Gisbergen takes the checkered flag and wins the Focus Health 250 here at Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. Austin Hill will come home second, followed by Sammy Smith, Jesse Love, Corey Day rounding out the top 5, and Corey Day's going to have a little explaining to do, not just to Connor Zilic, but there's a few other cars out there.
Yeah, Daniel Suarez, we saw that situation involving Corey Day and Connor Zilic. I don't know, where do you rule on that one ultimately as they battled through the S's?
I mean, it's different. I don't think that it was malicious, right? Like, I don't think that he was trying to crash him. I just think that he was trying to blend behind Connor, and he just misjudged it by a foot, right? But it's still a mistake. So you have to hold yourself accountable. And you know, the problem is that we have seen mistake after mistake. So he just have to clean those things up, because definitely he has the talent. You know, he's fast. He was up there in the top 5, top 10. So he just have to make sure that he cleans up those kind of things.
Up front, though, it's Shane Van Gisbergen. You know, that's a guy you got to try to beat tomorrow. That guy can't feel great.
Well, I'm going to tell you something, man. The thing is that in the Cup Series for tomorrow, there's going to be another 15 guys that are going to be just as fast. So here, you know, we're seeing a few guys coming in and coming out and stuff like that, but he was always up there. I promise you, tomorrow, where there is going to be 10 of them like that. So I'm looking forward to hopefully be in those 10 and hopefully put on a show for all of you guys.
What do you learn watching the race from this perspective up here with us?
Well, the amount of rubber that was laid down, the amount of fall off that it was on these Goodyear tires. Even though there's a little bit of a different tire, it still applies for us for tomorrow. And restarts, you know. I mean, I saw a Shane number 9 Chevy Camaro restart on the 6th spot on the outside, and he went just all the way to the bottom. And he just let everyone goes overdrive the corner, and he just it was like a cruise drive, just around the apron on the apex of the corner one. So that's experience right there. Knowing exactly where you need to brake and what you need to do. So a great race and a couple. Definitely, I'll learn a couple little things for tomorrow.
That is pretty amazing. Shane Van Gisbergen lights him up as he goes through the Echo Park Automotive restart zone and down the front straightaway. Mega burnout here as he spins that Safety Culture Chevrolet around. Junior Motorsports once again with the number 9 in victory lane, and a big, big win for him. We're going to hear from our top finishers, and the big storylines is, Nick, I'm pretty sure Van Gisbergen is not going to leave any tread on those rear tires.
That burnout started at the exit of turn number 20, and he is now about three-quarters of the way down the front straightaway. Hasn't quite made it to the start-finish line now in front of all the fans that have made it out to Circuit of the Americas here on the Saturday. They are going to get baked in not only some rubber, but plenty of smoke as well, as Shane Van Gisbergen laying down some donuts, and he is getting ready to celebrate on the front straightaway another big win here in the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series.
Yeah, what a big day for him. And, of course, this Junior Motorsports number 9 with Corey Shea as the crew chief. Been to victory lane several times since he picked up his first career victory as a crew chief with Daniel Suarez behind the wheel in Mexico City last year. Let's go down to our Napa Auto Parts pit reporters. First, we will check in with Brett McMillan.
Sammy Smith over out of the car and taking some congratulations. A third-place finish, the best career finish you've had here. I tell you, when you got Van Gisbergen up there in front, it's hard to talk about winning this thing, but, man, you gave it your great effort. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, it was a good day overall. I thought we weren't the best at stage 1. We worked on it, was able to get it better. Good job to Corey and the whole team. Congrats to the 9 team. They did a good job, obviously. I think, man, we really closed the gap there. I know I wasn't as fast as Shane there, but I feel like we were closer, and that's all you can ask for. So just thanks to Pilot, Team C, All-State Peterbilt Group, JRM, Chevrolet, everyone that helps, and looking forward to Phoenix.
Congratulations, good day. Let's go to Heather DeBow.
And Corey Day brings it home 5th today in his first start here at COTA. I know you had some struggles with the race car. There was something flapping under the front end there at the end. Also, those final laps a little crazy. Can you tell us what it was like from your perspective and also the contact with the one?
Yeah, really clean race up until then. I don't know. They said that we probably ground through the bolts for the pan there under the nose, and that's a lot of your front downforce. So once that happened, I was holding on before the caution. Then we put tires on. I got a little better. But yeah, I was already super nose up off any high-speed corner, and yeah, the one shaded right in front of me there, and as soon as he did, it just took off on me. So I'm sure I'll get what's the word I'm looking for? I'll probably get no sympathy on that one off my track record, but it wasn't intentional.
All right, that's Corey Day, who brings it home 5th. Brett McMillan.
Austin Hill, best in class again, your second-place finish here at COTA. I'd say congratulations, but I know you're a little bit discouraged with that, aren't you?
Man, I had so much fun today. I mean, these road courses are a blast. Our Bennett Chevrolet was fast all day. I made a lot of mistakes out there, but, I mean, that's going to happen on these road courses. Stage 2, I was struggling a little bit, and just trying to figure out what I needed to be better. And during Stage 3, I thought I was pretty good there. I just didn't have the greatest restart at the start of Stage 3. We got back up to 4th, and we were about to start passing for 3rd. And then we had the caution, had a good pit stop. Pit crew did awesome. That restart, I just did a really good job getting left. And as soon as they went off in the corner, I knew that they were going to slide up, and was able to file in there in 2nd. And then I had to go to work on SVG. And he's just so good at the first 3 laps of a run. He can really get away. I was struggling a little bit with just front turn for the first 2 or 3 laps, and he kind of got that gap, and then he was able to just manage from there. But hats off to those guys. The better guy beat us today, so I'll take a second and move on.
One of these days he's going to get a road course win, and let's go to victory lane with Wendy Venturini.
Well, Shane Van Gisbergen had 10 road course victories before today, 6 in Cup, 4 in O'Reilly, never here at Circuit of the Americas. What does that feel for you today, Shane?
Yeah, thank you. Amazing. Thank you to Safety Culture, Junior Motorsports, Chevy. It was an awesome car. Interesting strategies, how it worked out with the yellow in Stage 2 and then at Stage 3, but the guys did a great job calling that, and I was a bit worried on that last restart, starting 6th, but it worked out perfect.
The guys in the booth, Daniel Suarez is up there. It says you look like you were on a nice casual drive with your hand out the window. How did that feel for you, and what did you learn for tomorrow?
Yeah, definitely not in stage one. Connor was very quick, and then Jesse was really quick in the last stage too, so it certainly wasn't easy. But yeah, I learned a bit. I struggled this morning, some of my driving stuff, and I tried to experiment then, and I think it was really worthwhile doing this race. So, yeah, hopefully better tomorrow.
All right, congratulations. Go celebrate with the team. Shane Van Gisbergen, the winner here at Circuit of the Americas. Heather DeBow.
And here now with Connor Zilich, who restarted on that final restart in the 29th position, worked your way all the way up to 4th, but then contact with the 1. You had some choice words after that happened. I know you're waiting to see a replay here, but can you tell us, like, kind of what you experienced there from your seat?
Yeah, I want to see a replay before I say anything, but, yeah, I mean, I was going along, and all of a sudden I was spinning. So I'm not sure what happened, but, yeah, when I watch it here, I'll look. But nothing takes away from the day we had with our Rotor-Rooter Chevrolet. We were really fast all day long. We had to change the left rear rotor and caliper, and, you know, it wasn't the day we wanted, but, you know, the speed was there.
Thank you for your time, Connor, and we'll send it on over to Brett McMillan.
All right, Jesse Love, I know a lot during the first stage. Your crew was talking to you about straightening out the S's and shortening turn 2, and it paid off with a great finish for you, coming in 4th place today. Are you happy with your finish today?
Yeah, like you said, my crew chief and my spotter, my engineer, and all them guys are so great. You know, they do a really good job of giving me info, and, you know, when Danny's giving me that info, sometimes it's a lot, but it pays off. And, yeah, that second run, and I guess the third run, actually, yeah, I thought it was the closest I've been to Shane in ever. And, yeah, we had a couple of things working against us there on that run. And at the end of the race, I haven't really got a chance to see it, but I know it didn't really pan out in our favor. So we'll kind of go back and look at it and see what I can control better, because at the end of the day, it's all control, right? At these restarts. And, yeah, I feel like I didn't control what I needed to, and that hurt me for a chance to win. I feel like if we would have, you know, been the first guy out of turn 2, then you know, we're probably clear sailing. But unfortunately, it didn't work out like that today.
4th place finish for Jesse Love today.
Thank you very much, Brett. Thank you to our Napa Auto Parts pit reporters, and a big congratulations to Shane Van Gisbergen. Daniel, any final thoughts on what happened here today?
Yeah, you know, for me, the biggest lesson of today was, you know, restarts, right? Like Jesse Love just was talking about it. In my opinion, he was right. Whoever had control on exit of corner 1 was going to have a very good shot to win the race. And like I said, you know, it's like a big funnel. You know, you get into corner 1 and you see all these world of opportunities, but then once you get into the apex, everything gets into 2 or 3 lanes. So, and it's very inviting, you know, to overdrive that corner. And in restarts, everyone wants to gain leverage and position, and everyone is, you know, ended up overdriving the corner. And then just Shane, with his experience, you know, he just got the bottom, and then he just wrapped the apex of the corner, and then he ended up on the lead. And after that, I knew obviously it was game over. So overall, a lot of fun to watch, and hopefully I can apply a couple things that I learned for tomorrow.
By the way, as a descendant of Portuguese grandparents, let me say how jealous I am of how you can roll your R's when you say restarts. It is such an entertaining part of the broadcast. We're going to see you back with us here in about 2 months when we come back to Texas for a Truck Series race at Texas Motor Speedway. We appreciate you coming up here with us today.
Thank you so much, guys, for inviting me. It was a lot of fun. It's always cool, like I said, to be watching the race here with you guys, and to watch all these different screens, the lap times, and just the ins and outs, right? Because when people is watching from home and TVs, you know, we have one screen and we're watching one thing. But here I feel like we have all this set up, and it's super nice to watch. So thank you guys for having me.
Thank you very much. All right, let's give you a full field rundown. Congratulations to Shane Van Gisbergen, winner of the Focus Health 250. Austin Hill came home 2nd. 3rd was Sammy Smith. Jesse Love 4th. 5th, Corey Day. Brent Cruz 6th. 7th, William Sawalich 8th. Justin Allgaier, Ross Chastain 9th. Brennan Poole, nice top 10 for that number 44.
Sheldon Creed finishes 11th today. Taylor Gray comes home in 12th. Alex LeBlay 13th. Sam Mayer finishes 14th. Brandon Jones in 15th. Ryan Sieg finishes 16th today. Blaine Perkins was was 17th. Jeb Burton was 18th. 19th was Carson Quapple. Patrick Staropoli comes home in 20th.
Connor Zilic, 21st after a couple of up and down parts of his day. LeVar Scott finished 22nd. 23rd was Anthony Alfredo. Kyle Sieg, 24th. 25th, Nick Sanchez. 26th, Dean Thompson. Preston Pardis, 27th. 28th, Brad Perez, who actually stepped in halfway through this race for J.J. Yaley, who started in the number 42. 29th, Harrison Burton. Parker Retzloff rounded out the top 30.
Raja Karuth got involved in an accident late in the event. He finishes 31st today. Jeremy Clements finishes 32nd. Austin Green had some mechanical issues. He limped around to a 33rd place finish. Ryan Ellis also had some late issues. He finishes 34th. And then 4 drivers out of the race. Sage Karam 35th. Josh Balicki 36th. Big crash for Baltazar Luguzaman. The Argentinian driver was okay. Finished 37th today. And Austin J. Hill, final driver in the field, finishes 38th.
We are back on the air tomorrow, 2:30 Eastern Time. The Duramax Texas Grand Prix, powered by Relodyne, where Tyler Reddick, who has opened the season with 2 consecutive victories, will start on the pole here at Circuit of the Americas. This is the track where he won his first race as a driver at 2311 Racing. Want to thank an amazing broadcast crew for a fun day here today. Out in the turns, Andrew Curlin, Pat Patterson, Doug Turnbull, and Kyle Rickey. Our Napa pit reporters, Heather DeBoe, Wendy Venturini, and Brett McMillan. Our engineers, Harold Hemrick, Ben Blevins, and Bill Parrott. Our directors, Laura Beth Barnhart. Production is Kent Bernhardt. Sales and marketing is Alexis Erickson, Barry Roach, David Stiles, and Hank Lee. The senior vice president and general manager of the Performance Racing Network is Jerry Horn. For my broadcast partners in the booth, Nick Yeoman and Daniel Suarez, my name is Brad Gilley. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you at 2:30 Eastern Time tomorrow from Circuit of the Americas.